you go. I just don't want to block the view. 102 of you. Like and share, ladies and gentlemen. Like and share, like and share. I don't know if you can see, but if you can just see here, we've got some friends this evening. The kangaroos joining us this evening. My wingman's going to join me very soon. Can you hear us okay? Can you see us okay? What a view. We're back. The lights are on, the rain's here, but we don't care. We're at our most favourite place in the world. What's going on? Where's my wingman?
Hey, good evening.
How you doing, man? What's going on?
Good evening, guys. Mate, there's 120, well, actually 136 because you've got 8 kangaroos.
We've got some beautiful kangaroos.
Skimmy's joined in, mate. I think he's on Radial.
Awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. So, guys, welcome to episode 68 of Operation Radial Freedom on the Gen 275 live here on Facebook. Before we get stuck into everything, Vic, let's thank our amazing sponsors.
Absolutely.
I'll hand
Good evening, guys. Of course.
Elite Race Parts. The Strara Group. PlasmaManRacing.com, ladies and gentlemen. Go and check them out. Of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't show this guy, Archie's Burgers. Big thank you to Archie's and everything that he does. Australian Muscle Car Sales, 20 Commercial Road, Kingsgrove, ladies and gentlemen. Go check them out. And we hope to get them on board here at Sydney Dragway.
All the boys, Cup and Sean and all the lads out at our crews there, get in there. These guys have got events coming up left, right and centre.
Absolutely.
The real Tuner's Edge at Coburg. TunersEdge.com. I believe that we might have some giveaways later on this evening.
Absolutely, we've got giveaways.
Tune in and we'll see how they go.
Amazing, and
Coming
of course,
live
it would be remiss. Speedy Diffs, ladies and gentlemen, Speedy Diffs. And he's at
28 Violet Street.
28 Violet Street. I was going to bring 1004 Potney Road, but he's at two locations,
ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Like Sammy said, mate, good evening, Sam, and welcome to the show, mate.
Absolutely, man.
You should be welcoming me. You always get it before me, mate.
No, really.
You do. You get it quick,
You're always going to get on me, mate.
You know what? I don't know what's going on here, but look, we're at a close.
Hey, it's a close second, mate. Oh, look who's here, man.
Come in, man.
Look who the kangaroos dragged in.
There you go, Frank Tarabay.
Tarabay, man. Thank you very much. Big thank you to Frank and obviously the board of Sydney Dragway for giving Vic and I the keys to the city this evening. Frank, as well, a big thank you to Sam from Personal Talent.
Yes.
Who put up a little bit of a beautiful barbecue for us this evening, ladies and gentlemen, just to welcome Vic and I to the track and give us a bit of a tour. Mr. Tarabay, it is raining like nothing else, but it's good because the grass is going to get greener. That's always a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, it's about 11 degrees at Sydney Dragway. We're freezing, so we're going to make our way upstairs. And Frank, what's the best way to get up there so we can show the people a few of the upgrades? Oh, okay, that one? Yep. Okay. Hold on, let me flip the camera.
What are we doing with these?
We'll take them up with us, Vic.
Utensils here,
We'll take them up with us. There's the track, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do a track walk later on, probably in Frank's car. But there it is. Some amazing things, and I just want to show everyone, check this out. This is a brand new feature. They've got beautiful drainage now on the sides of the track, so they can sweep all the stuff on the side of the track, which is awesome. Brand new concrete retaining wall, so no one gets hit by any flying tyres. It's an amazing track, guys. Let's go upstairs. We'll talk with some amazing people here this evening, Vic.
The pre-stage is amazing.
The pre-stage, mate, you see the new cement. Oh, mate, look, we're going to go over this. We're going to be in a car. We're going to do the whole track. Can we take the barbecue up with us, or?
Maybe we should just leave the food sitting on there.
Nice barbecue, man. Arcus Melandros, how are you? James DeLucarudi's Next Finance. How you going, guys? We're heading on up. There's the staging lanes there. Get yourselves ready. The staging lanes are all happening. There's a nice weatherproof tent there where we'll take you to a bit later on. That's always nice. Let's head on up the stairs. Brand new paint job.
I think someone's trying to screw in one last sausage over there.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. It's a little bit...
It's a bit dark now. I'm just trying not to stack it, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bit slippery. We're at level 1 now. Trying to get these things up before we get up, Vic. Always a challenge. Nice workout.
Sydney Dragway, Sam, how does it feel to be back, mate?
Oh man, I'm excited, dude.
I think a few guys were pretty excited last night here.
If you're not excited for us, then okay. Is that locked or?
I like the sound, mate.
I locked us out, man. There he is.
Hello, mate.
Man of the moment.
How you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, because we're being welcomed as well. Peter Bunnell, man.
Hello, guys. Welcome.
Welcome to Sydney Dragway.
Welcome to Sydney Dragway.
Oh, look at this. Oh, we've got some suspects here. We've got some suspects. There we go. Con Elfers, Vic Elfers, seen him before. The Ghost. The Ghost is always here, Mr. Rodriguez. How are you, sir? I'm trying to be on my best behaviour around Mr. Rodriguez. What's going on here? Is this where we do the action replays, Frank?
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is Peter will tell you a bit more about this.
People getting thrown under the bus already. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, there he is. Adam Layton, how are you?
How are you, mate?
The Azza parties are here. We've got some amazing people here this evening. Got some people from the board. Oh, we've got amazing businesses this evening as well. Say hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. Hey.
Everyone's excited, to be honest. Everyone's freezing cold. They're over it. They just want to go home. So we'll get stuck into it, ladies and gentlemen. Like and share. Good evening. Arcus, how are you? Graham?
Is it?
Hope you're doing well. Now, where are we going to set up? I think we'll set up here, Vic.
Front of the back.
All right. Switch the camera. Oh, man. It's wet out there.
Relentless, man. At least the guys got a run in yesterday, so that's pretty cool.
Okay. Wow. All right, you want to come stand on the other side of me? We're going to walk the track.
You can tell you're going to walk
Yeah, we're gonna jump in a car and do that. We'll hurry up and do it. Okay.
No, you're against wheel spin. No.
Oh, no spinning the wheels. No.
You're supposed to jump on the back on a bike, people.
I was meant to be on the back of the few bikes.
Yes. Bike here.
You got the wet tyres on.
Mr. Azza fresh on radials.
The fresh on radials, Adam, mate.
Radial.
They've both probably got radials given the wet weather this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some amazing people, but what an amazing privilege it is to be at the rejuvenated and renovated Sydney Dragway.
Oh, great to be back.
As a film, man, when you're walking through the tunnel, I haven't been through that tunnel in a long time.
It's yeah, a lot of memories.
A lot of memories,
Yeah.
a lot of new memories.
I mean, it's only
about it,
been
mate.
what, maybe 6 months now, but I mean, you know, it feels like forever.
Well, we haven't raced for a long time.
What's that? I think March was the last event here, Jamboree. So
March they shut us
we'll
down.
prove you here. To be here, but
So a lot of
nevertheless,
people
moving forward. Guys were happy yesterday to be here. I don't know how many numbers, but
Yeah, I heard
the cars were out the door.
Very successful event for Sydney Dragway, from what I hear. And at the moment, they're just running street-based tyres, just in order for them to get their track prep done correctly. We can't have any slick tyres or
That's right.
pro radials.
Just get everyone out here, have a bit of a feel.
Have a bit of a feel, have
Is
a
that
bit
right,
of a,
guys? Is that
have a bit of a
right?
laugh.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Capacity for the COVID restrictions on the site, but it was fantastic. Now, I just want to cover a few things off because people have been messaging me like crazy, Vic. How
The
can we
phone was
race?
blowing up on the way up the steps.
Oh, mate, it's unbelievable.
Excuse me.
But I'll tell you guys, if you want to race at Sydney Dragway, you have to get your entry in online. SydneyDragway.com.au, it's very simple.
Excuse me.
Get your entry in online. Don't ring, don't leave a message. No one's going to return your phone call. You're not the President of the United States, and we don't know who that is anymore anyway.
Yeah, Trumpy.
So get your entry in online, and that's the only way to register your spot because you can't race unless you've entered online. Now, for big events, from what I understand, you're allowed to have 25% of the capacity of the grandstand. It's about 1,600 people from what I understand from the team here at Sydney Dragway.
Oh, it was 4,000.
I wish it was 4,000.
The NRL had 27,000.
No, 37,000.
Yeah, well, there you go.
But no one got COVID.
We can fit 26,000 people here. No
Did they
problem.
test
We can fit
anyone
20.
after that?
I don't think anyone was tested.
No one got tested.
Well,
They're
see what comes out of
they're
Adelaide.
testing the sewage, but anyway,
It's really shite, but anyway.
it's really shite.
Oh, jeez.
Hi, some lucky boys. Grant Henderson, all the way from ACT. How are you? Chris Barry's watching. Dee Dee's watching. George Hatsy's watching. Like and share, ladies and gentlemen. I went out. Okay,
Steve
Grimer went out last night.
You did.
VK last night on street tyres. Traction for days with laughing. Actually, we were going to give a Heroes Award for
Heroes
last
Award?
night. Yeah, something happened last night.
Was there a bit of a fireworks display up the front here? I heard
It
earlier?
was like the New Year preparation. A few sparks flying underneath a few tyres.
Why would there be sparks?
I heard it was a Falcon.
A Falcon?
Yeah.
Not one of your brothers,
No,
is it?
you know the guy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's one of your mates, mate.
My mate?
Yeah.
I don't have many mates.
Mr. Hernandez, congratulations. Longest burnout in the history of the new track.
Must have had a bolt in the tyre as well.
Might have had some sparks behind it as well. But great track preparation, ladies and
Put the
gentlemen.
footage on after the show.
Because even with a bolt in the tyre, he didn't lose traction further down the street, which was good. And I believe he beat a VF Commodore.
That's all right.
GDS.
Go the force. Go to do the GT.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the award for the longest burnout since the opening of Sydney Dragway, which was yesterday, again after the redo of the track, goes to Michael Jimenez, which will soon be beaten, which will soon be beaten on Saturday, if weather's permitting. Is that right?
Friday, Saturday, we got.
No. There's been some adjustments due to the unforeseen weather circumstances.
Yeah,
the test and tune has been relocated to next week.
I don't know if it has been relocated yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's currently on standby.
No, I saw something on Facebook.
I got an email.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
You can tell the story.
The story is that it might be relocated, but
Put it in the Facebook.
But the test and tune will be the day before the championships, from what I read.
Okay.
So I think the Achura Track
Weather
Championships are coming up.
Weather permitting, yes.
I don't know if it's on the 12th, the Achura Track Championships, but if it is, the test and tune that was allocated for this weekend will be moved to just before the Achura Track Championships. Okay. From what I understand in my quick reading, where my car was...
Well, I'm sure there's some truth there.
14th, ladies and gentlemen. I was
in.
close. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm not sure if there's any availability on those entries, but if there is, jump onto the website, sydneydragway.com.au, get your entries in only online. I'll repeat, don't ring, don't leave a message.
Don't rock up.
I know you know Peter Beaumont and you went to drinks with him last week, but he's not going to register your spot. You've got to get it in online. And if you know any of the staff who don't want you to
get it done.
I'll ring Peter.
Ring Peter.
Can I get Pete's mobile number, please? We'll just hand it out to everyone right now.
0415 654 37. What was the last
No. Call now. Register your spots now, ladies and gentlemen. Don't call now.
Well, get in before the ballots close, ladies and
Is that
gentlemen.
the phone ringing? Are they ringing already?
They're ringing already.
Guys, don't ring now. I can hear the phone already, whoever's ringing. And at the moment, no, Queenslanders, your border apparently is closed to us, so you're not welcome here right now either. How's that? Okay, so Vic, racing's already started, underway.
Racing has.
You've looked at the surface briefly, albeit under torrential rain. What's your opinion so far?
My opinion?
Yeah.
What's your opinion, mate?
My opinion of the track?
My opinion?
I think it's probably one of the best in the world.
I think we're going to see some great
If not
things coming
the
out of
best.
here. I think we're going to see some great things.
I think numbers are going to come down. We're going to have some of the board members on shortly of Sydney Dragway, and one of those is Mr. Craig Burns as well. Obviously, some of the fastest records in Australia under Mr. Burns' control there with some of these Radial cars, and he definitely knows how to get a car to 60 foot, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll speak to him about what he thinks will be the outcome from some of these start line hitting of the tyres, which I think is going to be occurring with some of these turbo teddies and supercharged
It's all about
cars.
power management, but I think if the track comes around, it's going to be...
Aren't you the one that tells me that life starts on 40 PSI?
Well, it does.
So are you going to leave on 40 PSI?
I'm going to leave on 50 now with the new track.
Okay,
I'll show you my logs. I'll show you the logs. I don't lie.
No, he does actually leave on 40 plus. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here. Let's get stuck into it so we're not keeping everyone too long. Now, I just want to cover off just a few things as well. Approximately 9:15 to 9:30 this evening, if the timelines allow, and if we don't get blocked by Biden or Trump or one of the two, we're going to try and have Billy Stockland on, because you've spoken to Billy Stockland already.
Yes.
If you don't know who Billy Stockland is, please leave the show now. But if you don't know who Billy Stockland is, he's probably one of the most famous tuners in the world when it comes to drag racing. One of the most humble people you'll ever meet, and now back-to-back champion tuner of Stevie Fast Jackson in the NHRA Pro Mod Series, which just concluded on the weekend.
That's right.
So Stevie Jackson, two-time Pro Mod champion, I believe in his third ever season. He's won 2 from 3, entering Pro Mod under Bahrain 1, which has sponsored Stevie Jackson. Congratulations to them and the whole team. But we've known Billy for a long time.
9 years now.
And we've known Billy...
Lights Out 2000 Lights Out 3.
Lights Out
The
3.
first one, Lights Out 4, where he took the championship here with Kyle Kittel and the Bad 92.
I'll tell you the story. It's 1:40 in the morning. Barrelos and I are absolutely starving because we didn't stop when we got to Georgia because we were like 2 kids in a candy store. You're looking at everything. Vic scratched Fiscus's bonnet, but we won't go into that. And we've gone back to the Georgia...
Put a sticker on there too.
You put a sticker, yeah, I remember. There was an SCF sticker that went on there at the time. But we go back to the hotel and we're absolutely starving at this point, right? Because we haven't eaten. We didn't even know there was food at the track. We didn't care. There was stuff all over our face from all the rubber and stuff. We'd be standing behind the race cars.
12 hours on the start line.
It was just 12 hours on the start line, which you can't do at Sydney Dragway, ladies and gentlemen. There are locations for that. But in South Georgia Motorsports Park, we were privileged enough to do that at the time. and we've walked into the hotel, and there's just a small light on in the kitchen area where you have your breakfast. And there's a guy sitting there with 2 laptops, and that guy was Billy Stockland, ladies and gentlemen. And so I ordered some pizzas, and I'm thinking, yeah, normal pizzas. These things were the size of half a planet, and we smashed the pizzas, and I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and we ended up speaking, Billy, about some personal things and about obviously racing, but at that point I think we forged a relationship for a very long time.
We did.
You speak to him often. We recommended to Paul, if he ever went
with a
blow up,
back probably 5-6 years ago.
that's the person to call. I think we were at PJ Todorello's birthday party in the Blue Mountains.
That's correct.
We had a bit of a laugh.
That's probably about 7-8 years ago.
We rang Donald Long that night and gave it to him as well.
We did.
But ladies and gentlemen, Billy Stockland should be joining us at anywhere between 9:15 to 9:30 p.m. Can we have Stevie T and Shane T tune off? Yeah, we can. I don't know what that means, but we can organise something. Hey fellas, love from Victoria. Hey Victorians, you're about to get the border open. So without further ado, what I wanted to do this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a couple of Sydney Dragway board members here with us. I just want to put a face to the name. These are the people that have been working very diligently in the background to enable Frank and his team to achieve outcomes that the board has set when it came to the facilitation of a new track and its facilities. Now, Frank answers to the Sydney Dragway board, albeit that Frank's a very passionate racer, but there are outcomes that the board is responsible for, and a lot of these guys are revolved around the drag racing scene. Some of them that have businesses in the scene as well, so it's even more important for them to get an outcome. So this evening, just wanted to be very casual, just introduce what some of these, who some of these board members are, do a little bit around the grounds, and that way you guys put a face to the name. So it's not just, the guys up in the tower. These guys are running around ensuring that the next generation of racing at Sydney Dragway is something that will be absolutely unforgettable and will be enjoyed for generations to come, Vic. Our kids eventually in a car.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I'm going to do the junior dragster thing.
Well, I won't go there.
I don't know. Are you doing that?
That's hard work, man.
That's hard work, bro.
That's hard work.
There's more work in a junior dragster than there is in like a radial car.
Oh, you got to be switched on. No,
absolutely.
credit to the guys that do that, and hopefully moving
Love all
forward,
the
these
juniors.
guys will have some radials there as well.
I am looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that testing happens
some
soon with
guys can
Kent
test,
Tyres.
but anyway.
But ladies and gentlemen,
Rules permitting.
let's get who we get on first. Mr. Rodriguez, if you wanted to come and join Vic and myself, we'll bring you a nice chair for the board members here.
Yeah.
Please. How are you, mate? Are you freezing?
No, I'm good.
It's nice and warm up here. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's freezing downstairs. Absolute freezing in the tunnel. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rodriguez here. Can you please explain to everyone what your role is here at Sydney Dragway?
Okay, I'm the chairman of Sydney Dragway.
Absolutely, chairman of the board.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, right.
So I've been involved with the Dragway since 2010, 11. So I've come up through the ranks, through the board, and last, I think, about 6 years I've been the chairman.
Wow.
And yeah, it's been a great experience, and I've enjoyed working with a lot of the people and getting the work done, and especially these upgrades to the venue and bringing it up to where it needs to be today.
Bringing it up to a spec now. Explain your emotion. Explain your feeling to all the people watching. Is it like having a new child now? Is it you've seen it sort of grow from and turn into something that is absolutely going to be world class? Is the board, as from the chairman's point of view, is the board satisfied so far with the works that have been undertaken at Sydney Dragway?
Yes, very much so. Look, I think Sydney's reset the benchmark of drag strips, not only in Australia, but I think maybe even the world.
Wow.
This is really something. When you come here and see the place finished, it's something else.
I'll tell you what struck me when I first walked into the facility, ladies and gentlemen, just the way that it's all been tied in together. I think the colour scheme is working really good now as well. The cleanliness of the finish. You know, if you look at just the fencing side with the external spectator areas just here where it's got the concrete barrier now, which I think is a lot safer anyway.
Yes,
but even just a staging lane area where you've got the 2 cars that sit in the box before they go to the water area. For me, that finish I haven't seen in any of the tracks. We've been to nearly most of the biggest tracks in the world. Probably Z-Max would have been, I would say, one of the best drag strips in the world. I would say you're neck and neck with Z-Max Dragway right now. And
look, the standard that the guys have done, and it's a credit to Frank and his team and Anthony and Tony. it's really something to be proud of, and all the racers have got to be proud of it. And yeah, it's the next level, this track now.
And I wanted to just make a quick statement on just something that you said there. Ladies and gentlemen, the role of Sydney Dragway and its board and all the people involved with the track, it doesn't just end here. Firstly, I want to say that this was not done with an empty bottomless pit of money. No, there was a set budget that was allocated, and Sydney Dragway probably needed a lot more money than what was first allocated to upgrade it to the spec that I'm sure the board wanted, right? But the board's decision, from what Frank has told us, was immediate. The racers are the client, so the racing surface is the most important allocation of funding. Yeah. I just want everyone to understand that the funds can't stop there. Yeah, now it's going to be up to us to help Sydney Dragway and all the tracks. So it's up to all of us in every state to continue to help the tracks evolve. But when you've got a benchmark like this, it didn't come with a little amount of effort. There were a lot of people behind the scenes, and we thank everyone that's been involved in the process to get the funding. Yes. But I just want to make it clear to everyone watching, and like and share, ladies and gentlemen, we're here at Sydney Dragway, please, but the funding that was allocated is nowhere near what the track probably needed, right? So as we continue, there's going to be initiatives in order to grow more revenue for the track, because that's what a track needs to do. It needs to be self-sufficient. We need to be able to pay the people that are around here. We need to pay for the electricity bill. Correct. I don't want to keep the lights on too much this evening, but if I can get a sponsor for this evening's lights, that'll be great, because Peter Beaumont's breathing down my neck right now. I can see the eyes. It's like Superman. He's lasering me saying, hurry up, Sam.
There's a couple of dolphin torches up there.
We've got to get a few cars.
Oh, we've got Skippy.
We've got Skippy. Skippy was over there before. But Mr. Rodriguez, before you leave us, and we'll get another board member on, if you just want to, your message to the racers and the spectators that are watching.
Oh, look, come out and enjoy the venue now. It is world class. It's here for you to enjoy. Don't be shy. Come out and race and really enjoy the venue. And anybody that's looking to hold an event here or anything alternate use, please come and speak to Peter and come and enjoy the venue. It is something special now.
Absolutely, very well said, Mr. Rodriguez. Thank you so much for your time, and thanks for letting me and Vic crash the party here this evening.
Thanks, guys.
So who would like to be next?
Okay.
Come on down. Ladies and gentlemen, this man here.
Oops. I've got something across here. Is there a target?
I did Frank take it off. Oh, sorry. Frank rubbed it off, mate, did he? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this man here loves this track, I would say, just like everyone else that's in this room. But I'm very proud. If you can please tell everyone your role here and exactly who you are and where you've come from as well.
Tony Buke, for those that don't know. I'm the Vice Chairman at the moment of the board. My involvement in the track started prior to the track, really, back in the late 90s with Jim Reed. Mm-hmm. So we were here with the first track, which was back in 2003. Obviously, we commenced in 2004. Mm-hmm. And it's really good to be part of this particular process, because I'm also leading the chair of the project steering committee, mm-hmm. Which Frank Tarabay, Anthony Panetta and Joseph Rodriguez are the key participants of that, and have been probably the most instrumental drivers of getting this facility not only renewed from where it was. I think what the government did was a good starting point, mm-hmm. but what I think has been demonstrated here with the funding that we've got, which is probably about half the funding that was allocated in 2003, these guys have done an incredible job.
And you've seen the process from both ends, from the start to now this point. The way that this has been accomplished with the amount of funding that's been allocated, would you say that this is a feat in itself with the amount of money that was actually allocated?
And that is a testament to I think, two incredible guys we've got as part of the team, and that's Frank and Anthony Panetta. Mm-hmm. They've, particularly with their experience, we've been able to stretch this funding and deliver what I think is would not have been delivered otherwise if the government was responsible for it, or anyone else was solely responsible for it. So I'm indebted to them. I think not only the races, but in terms of the sponsors, the fans, we've tried to look at every angle. We've only had a small amount of money, really, in the scheme of things. We're looking about 3 times the funding that's required to get this facility to the state that it needs to be. I'm looking forward to try to get that additional money. But what they've done thus far is absolutely incredible.
Testament to yourself and the board. It's not easy when you're running a business, and that's what the board does here. They run a business as well. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a business. When you're running a business, it's hard to hand over the reins to someone to facilitate major projects or major infrastructure works and sit back and say, I need you guys to achieve an outcome and let them run. But that's a trust thing, and I congratulate Sydney Dragway on the trust for Anthony and Frank. But we also commend the board for the vision and for previous boards as well. I think that the current board is amazing in terms of its vision. And look, guys, when you've got someone like Tony who's been around the traps, understands the political landscape, understands what it takes to get funding, because you can't just go knock on the door and say, hey man, can I have 10 mil? It doesn't work like that. You've got to write reports, and there's got to be subject matters that need to be identified, and you've got to go to government bodies, and you've got to make sure you've got approvals from local councils, and then go to state government, and it's a process, right? So Tony, you're obviously involved with that side of the process. So ladies and gentlemen, just so you understand, this is the gentleman who assists in lobbying all the different elements of the government in order to get this process underway to get the funding, right? And there are other people that involved with that too,
there are
Tony.
other people involved, and they've been incredible supporters in getting that particular funding. But we've still got a road to go.
There's a road to go, and obviously you're committing to the races, and everyone watching that you'll continue to try and knock on those doors to try and get as much as we can for as long as we can. It's not an easy thing, especially during COVID, guys, that the government's pulled through. But ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the men that are behind the scenes going and lobbying government agencies in order to provide the funding. So I just wanted to put a face to the name. Tony, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. If I might finish off on what Joseph had probably finished off, I think it's really up now to everybody out there to come back and support the track. That's a key driver of getting additional funding like any sport. And it also will mean that, the efforts that have been put in by these particular guys in not only getting the world-class, the only full concrete quarter-mile drag strip in not only Australia but Southern Hemisphere. I think Joseph said, this probably is one of the best venues around the world today. So what we need now, I know it's been tough during COVID, we really need the supporters out there, racers, sponsors, fans, come here when there's an event on. You're all welcome.
So the message very clear from Tony and Joseph so far has been, we need the races to come back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you very
Tony,
much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for everything you've done as well. Thank you. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony, absolute gentleman. Who are we getting on next? Mr. Burns? Absolutely, sir. You're standing there, mate. We've got to give you a seat at least. If you don't know who this person is, get off the show. Because this man here, he's not only a racer, he's not only built some of the fastest cars in Australia and not only radials.
He's brought his MIG welder in.
It's downstairs.
He's making steps out the back or something.
There's a portable chassis shop that follows Mr. Burns. But ladies and gentlemen, Craig Burns, also a member of the board and also a fellow racer. And someone involved in the radio world very heavily in Australia. Craig, welcome to the show. We've congratulated you many times on your achievements in bringing out your radial car.
939s.
939s.
Is that right? 9,
It was 9.
939s.
I believe 7 of them back to back.
Consistent, that's right. Yeah.
7 of them back to back. Oh, 9 back to back?
9 back to
Nine
back,
back to back, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
I'm happy to be corrected by Mr. Burns on that, because absolute feat. But Craig, I'm going to go with a different tack with you on the board. Obviously, you're part of the board, and rightfully so, that there's not only a racer, but someone who's had a business for many, many years, SCF Race Cars, has been around for a long time in the scene. Important to have someone like yourself on the board because you're giving a different perspective to certain issues that may arise. And I think that the racers should feel comfortable that there's another racer on the board as well. that can give the racers version of what it might seem a decision may look like.
Yep.
So that's important.
Yep.
But talk to us about the business owner, Craig Burns. March, racing stops around the world.
Yep.
Now, to be honest with you, there's normally a 2-year wait on your business.
We're busy.
Anyway, he's a busy man, ladies and gentlemen. But let's talk about the impacts just on the phone calls on local business,
Yep.
because you would be involved if there's a drag meet, someone would ring up Craig Burns, Craig, I did a wheel stand, I smashed a chassis, can I bring the car? All right, mate, bring it down. We'll do something.
Squeeze it in,
It's
push it
midnight.
Yep.
You know, Brian's there still.
Yep.
Yeah, so Brian's
busy.
Brian's busy boy. And I'm sure the family's there too, right?
Boys are busy. Yeah.
But you've seen a change, obviously, with COVID.
Yep. Yeah, we have.
And I'm trying to get the message across, because we're going to have some other businesses later on, and we're going to have some bike guys later on who've got businesses, and we've got the lovely team from Motorsports Connections who's going to be joining us very shortly as well. But from your perspective, chassis building, radial cars, COVID put the brakes on the whole country, and that's, I think, part of the problem. You're a bit of a national brand, so you've built cars for everyone across Australia.
Yep.
Is it now exciting to have this place reopen and have the ability to showcase your products that you've been building? Because a lot of the time you've built cars and now they're just waiting because they can't race anywhere, right?
Yep, that's right.
So you get busier now because you've got to go to track and you've got to support these cars. But what's exciting Craig Burns now and the SCF team about Sydney Dragway and the updates to Sydney Dragway?
What's happened and what we're seeing is the guys that haven't raced for a long time, the guys that have been sitting back and now want to have, we'll have a crack at the new track. We've got to start updating. So then you're getting the phone calls on the guys, I need new windows, you know, they're all old and scratchy, I need to do the wing, need to change this, my junk's going to be faster, you know, got to put a floater in it, you know, and the upgrades on the car. So that, the big builds are still there and still have to be done, but now there's so much more work flowing through for the guys are excited, the guys that are out there want to go and have a skid.
Absolutely. So now the racing starts.
Yeah.
Now we've got to prove what we've built. We've got to prove what the investment's been.
Yep.
And the more people invest, obviously, keeps your business going, but it keeps this place going.
100%.
So one of the things that I wanted to speak to Craig about also, Craig's obviously been part of the board. He's walked the track as it's been built. In your professional opinion, because you've probably got some of the fastest 60-foot times on a radial in this country, which I would say be very close. If you were on the same sort of track in Georgia, you probably would have been right there with the best of the best. What's your take on the potential of this starting line?
Of what we're going to run on?
Yes.
Epic.
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 There it is.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is.
Craig Burns said epic. When he says epic, there's going to be some numbers that are going to fall, right? And
Except for Perry. You won't do that. Let's be honest.
Well, there you go, you heard it here first. Operation Radio Freedom, WSID, will be epic, but not for all.
not
For
a
some
lot.
it will be
I love you,
grim.
Perry.
Not a lot
It will
stops
be
me.
grim.
Not a lot stops me in my tracks, but I just didn't know how to respond to that. Big thank you to the Maltesers family for sponsoring Boulevard Racing. We love to have Maltesers up in Sydney Dragway. Please, Perry, speak to the track. But look, I think Perry's new car is going to probably enjoy it the most because with that car you can give it the wheel speed that you need in a radial car to leave.
Yep.
Do you have a prediction on a radial 60 foot once the track's sorted
In this
in,
here,
in this facility?
I mean, guys are going to be going 980s, 970s. They've got to be 0.9s.
Is everyone hearing that?
Someone knows, ladies.
Do you
and
own a
gentlemen,
radial
if you're
car?
Not there, you're not there.
You need to be making sure that 64 is going to be taken advantage of. When Craig Burns said you're going to be in the nines, definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you get to a 970, trust me, you'll be moving. At that point, you're going to have some speed to the half. So, Craig, that's exciting. Tell me about the rest of the track. The transition's always interesting, especially when the power starts coming in. At probably about 200 feet out, you'd start feeding in the big power to these big cars. What are you thinking from a track prep point of view? There's going to be some changes, but what's your vision on now the track for? Let's talk 8th mile.
I don't. With the way the old track was set up, where it was 8th mile concrete,
Yes.
well, we're running to the end of the concrete and getting off, so all our braking's done on the bitumen. Now we've got a concrete braking area. at
So-
the same time. It's smoother. It's going to be better.
Of course, from a safety perspective,
It's going to be better.
it's a flatter track anyway. Frank's already told us that he's within certain parameters. I don't. Do we have a letter yet, Frank?
It's on its way.
On its way. Okay, so
COVID's restricted the
COVID's restricted the letter, so it's Trump and Biden, but that's all right. We'll get the letter.
Backdate.
All right, we're doing a recount on the letter, ladies and gentlemen. Recounting Michigan on the letter, but it's a smoother surface.
Yeah, it will be.
That in itself is a faster surface, but a safer
So it's
surface.
going to help.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let's talk quarter mile.
Yep.
So we'll talk about there was a style of a bump in the right lane.
Mm.
Obviously, Craig, you've been investigating and making sure that this track's going to be perfect.
Yep.
Can you assure everyone that the track is as straight as it gets?
It's billiard table.
Billiard table, ladies and gentlemen. Bring the red and
get
green and white
snookered.
balls. Don't get snookered. Don't get snookered on the start line, Craig Burns says.
There you go, mate. Bring your pound membership or you're left behind.
That's absolutely correct. So, guys, if you're hearing it from someone like Craig Burns, humble man, run records, races himself, but he's been overlooking on every facet that Frank's been doing with the team at Fulton Hogan and the track and everything that's been going on. The man himself is very confident that not only will you go faster on the start line, not only will you brake easier, but it will be a lot safer for us to run those cars out the back door because, let's face it, in Australia, we've still got our kahunas between us and we run out the back door, you know what I mean? So that's just how it works. I love going quarter mile racing and I'm going to definitely test the time boards out when I get a chance, that's for sure. But Craig, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for what you've done on the board, and we need to get in touch with you more as the Radial racing starts to get Craig's 60-foot predictions, and we'll try and get a prize there for the fastest 60-foot. I think let's get a $100 Tuner's Edge voucher. I think, Craig, for the first person to go in the 9s on the new track, on the 60-foot.
At the new track.
In the new track, okay?
Make it 1,000 and bring my car Saturday.
No, you can't. Tarabay's already trying to test it. Is that the Super or which one?
Super.
It's got to be Radial, mate. I said Radial's, mate. You know, yeah, he wants to bring the 5-second car straight away. Absolutely. No, that's very good. That's very good. All right, Craig, thank you so much. Well done on everything. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Who's next? Sorry, Tony. Come on down, Tony. Welcome to the hot seat, Tony.
Thank you.
You can phone a friend. You can do a 50-50.
You can go with the audience, but I don't trust none of them.
I don't know about going with the audience response here,
I
Tony.
get no order from these
Too
guys.
many options that I've got to phone a friend either.
Listen, I'm the same too. A few of them as well. Tony, can you let everyone know what your role is here at Sydney Dragway?
I'm basically general committee on the board. I'm the honorary treasurer, which is a pretty cushy sort of role here, to be honest.
Is that a cushy role?
With the way these guys run it.
Okay.
My name's Tony O'Donnell. For people who don't know me, which is I would imagine is probably most. Just
Well,
about everybody.
There's about 398 that know you tonight, mate.
Yeah, that's
Let me tell you, there's 400 people watching this evening. Like and share, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's amazing. Tony, to the 400 people watching, tell us about how you feel about the rejuvenation of Sydney Dragway.
Oh, look, we're all excited about it. I've been involved on the board here for 5 years. I'm a kind of a latecomer to drag racing, and because I'm an old circuit racer.
Okay.
People have accused me of running around in circles ever since.
Love Tony already.
Yeah. But look, I am really excited about this. We've been pretty proud of this facility for a long while. But with this rejuvenation, we get to see what professional really looks like, I suppose.
Fair enough.
You don't realise sometimes how good something can be until you've seen it done. So, I think our first duty, of course, is always to provide the best track we can for the races. And I think, it's not just world class. It seems from all the evidence we've had so far that it's leading the world as a track. And I think what we need to do, and what I'm looking forward to, is improving the facility overall so that it's a great experience, not just for the races, but for everybody who wants to come and visit and
The
just
spectators,
watch
the families, and because we've been talking with Frank for many months, and Pete joined us on a few episodes. We want that to be the focus as well, and we obviously need some assistance there. And the message I'm trying to get across, Tony, is whilst the funding took care of the major infrastructure works, we need to get together as a collective now to help with the rest of it. Get it nice and clean and ready for the families and the kids to come. And we've already had who donated the bus for us? Julesy donated a bus, which we've got to get wrapped, right, on one of our shows, and we want that bus to be going to, you know, maybe the RSLs, local RSLs, or the local train stations to pick up some of the families.
Yeah.
And so we've already got that donated to Sydney Dragway. But they're the sort of initiatives that we wanted to do, Tony, just to help get more and more people to the track, because people are a bit gun shy, obviously, with COVID.
Yeah, and look, there are a lot of people out there still, obviously, who really don't know what to expect from drag racing. And as a convert myself, I can tell you, you might need to give it a couple of goes, but you'll get hooked.
You'll get hooked eventually.
You know, I used to say that it wasn't my thing at all, but it sure is now.
It sure is now. And that's from someone that was on the top of the mountain screaming for Peter Brock to go faster on 2 wheels on the side of the edge of the of the track. But ladies and gentlemen, it's important to get someone like Tony out to you people so you understand that drag racing can capture the imagination and the hearts of nearly everyone. But we've already got the bug. And something that you touched on, Tony, which I just wanted to finish off, which was you don't understand what you've got until you've lost it.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're in a position where we haven't been racing since March.
No.
I've
been sitting at home being a bit twitchy.
You're a bit twitchy there? Yeah. Are you watching replays?
Yeah, look, I've been out here watching the progress on the track as we go, and it's, you know, while there's something almost romantic about an empty racetrack, there's nothing like seeing a full one.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're looking forward to working towards that, Tony. If we could get you to leave a message with all the nearly 400 people watching right now, what would be your message to anyone that hasn't come to the drag strip before, thinking about getting into drag racing? You're a circuit racing lover who's a convert to drag racing as well, motorsports enthusiast, we would say. Yeah. Tony, what would your message be to all the amazing people watching?
There are two things. If you haven't come out to see drag racing, there's nothing like seeing it in person anyway. But it's also, to me, one of the most accessible forms of motorsport. So whatever you've got, you can come out here on a Wednesday night and give it a run as well. We don't care whether you're fast or slow. Mm-hmm. You practice your reaction times and things. I've done the odd bit of drag racing since, and I'm just working on that zero light. I'll get there one day.
You'll get there, man.
Yeah, the closest I've been was just a bit too quick.
A bit too quick?
Yeah, you got a cherry.
We'll leave you on that, ladies and gentlemen. Tony with a punchline this evening. Absolutely, Tony. Thank you so much. An absolute pleasure. Thanks for everything that you do. Amazing people behind the scenes here at Sydney Dragway, Tony. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Tony.
Just letting you know, Sammy, 9 o'clock sharp, we will be having Billy Stockland on.
Oh, okay. Yep. Trump authorised that?
Trump
He's still the
authorised
president until October next year, isn't he?
We're making Radials great again, mate. Don't worry.
We've always made Radials great, ladies and gentlemen. Making drag racing great again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's read some of the comments. A 19-second pass is still fun. Absolutely. Tyler Roberts, how are you? Panis, just do it. Yes, Nike should sponsor us here. The relationships you build and the people. Kathleen Hunt, Davey, yep, it was. I've got another daughter, LOL. Drag racing. Chris Whelan, how are you? Michael Little, comments have just been. James Dunn, sup guys from the Gong. How's the Gong? Adam Nicholas, how are you? Made of Transport. Big shout out to Made of Transport as well. Jalo, how are you? Peter Rimbos, Vic, we've got a lot of people watching there. Like and share, ladies and gentlemen.
Shane Crichton, good evening.
Shane Crichton, how are you? Who's next?
Anthony Pineda.
Anthony Pineda, let's get him on.
Let's get him on.
Let's get him on, Anthony Pineda. Come on down. The price is right. That's your new nickname, the price is right, Pineda.
Not budget driving dollar, mate, Pineda does.
Pineda drives $1 or $2. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who this guy is, this guy's the guy that kept Frank Tarabay in line.
He's left his whip over there, look at that thing.
This is Frank Tarabay. You know the movie Tango and Cash? That's Tango and Cash. Pineda and Tarabay are Tango and Cash. And that's what happened, Barry. I don't know who Terry Hatcher was in this story. We got to identify Terry Hatcher. Oh, God. Hey, I said we were MA, not PG. I'm just putting it out there. Anthony. Firstly, what's it like working in Tarabay? Before you go there, listen, you don't win business awards.
You can dish him out, mate.
Unless you don't know how to run a business. Now, Tarabay knows how to drive an outcome. Was it a pleasure to work with him, or is it a bloody hard nut?
How long have you got?
The construction students, they can't get rid of you now, mate.
The concrete set, concrete set bar.
We're in the 12-month defects liability scheme. Turn the phone off and send them all
warranty, the cars went down yesterday.
Mate, just give him Tarabay's number, you walk away, mate, it's all good. Honestly, but what was it like working with Frank? Massive project.
Yeah.
A lot of people were looking for the outcome.
Yeah.
What do you feel like the outcome? Personally, you've gone home every night, you've been involved with the board discussions, you're getting the directives, you're working with Frankie, you've got your own directive that you want to do, you're part of the steering committee, obviously, with Tony. What does it feel like now that it's done for you? Because you were very hands-on in this with Frank.
It feels awesome, to be honest. Yeah,
Awesome.
Absolutely awesome. Yeah, so working with Frank and Tony and Joseph and the rest of the team, like it's kind of surreal. Like I love the place. Everyone knows. Like, I love Sydney Dragway. I love the track. I love the little lady behind us. And working with Frankie and Tony and Joseph, like I said, it was just. It was easy. It wasn't hard. It was easy. We enjoyed every minute. We've still got a bit more to go yet. But we watched the cars go down last night, and it was such a really nice feeling to see the drivers and their crews and stuff come back with a huge smile on their face. I mean, you can't beat that. That's why we did it. We're doing it for the races. We're doing it for the little lady down behind us, and to see everyone enjoy racing on that track, and you just go, how good is this? It was brilliant.
It was amazing to see the lights on, the action happening. There were burnouts happening. There was Hong Kong New Year happening with some cars too. But we had the officials. It was great to see Kylie. She loved being.
She was dancing around.
She's got her brand new staging area. The stage was set for Kylie. She loved it. And Kylie watches every episode. So Kylie, we've got to get you to do. You know at Top Gun. The start of Top Gun, how that guy he does that whole thing when the car goes. We got to get Kylie to start doing that when she's doing that to the pilots. I think that's going to be Kylie's calling card.
Send them out.
Anthony, the racing surface itself, we've heard from Craig Burns and the board. That's probably one of the best in the world now. You'd be happy to say, when it comes to understanding what the brief was, because you guys had engineers, you guys had people that have built tracks before. Consulting here, yeah? This was not just a blind, we're going to pour some concrete here. Albeit there were a couple of logs involved, but I know we love concrete. but you've got to actually pour the concrete properly here, right? You can't just cover the grass with concrete, as we used to do back in the day.
My dad would say, yeah, concrete.
Now, aside from that, the surface is awesome. The facilities are the next thing that you guys are focusing on.
Yeah.
The toilet blocks are being redone, but there's some things that are happening. Like I showed just when we started the show, there's an undercover area that Peter showed us had gone up just near behind the cafe there.
Yeah.
What's the next phase?
Well, we're down in the sportsman's pit.
Yeah.
So we've got a new amenities block about to be built down there.
Okay, so that's got to be done next.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that one, and then we've got another new amenities just up here on the hill on the western
Up the
mount.
top. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then our new ticketing area for the spectators to come in.
Okay.
And then alongside that will be a playground.
All right.
With a
For the kids, right?
Yeah, for the kids. So, mum or dad or whatever, want to have a bit of a break and get away from the racing, they can go up to a playground, have a bit of a coffee or whatever, and watch the kids play and then get back again.
That's pretty cool. So guys, there's still a lot of stuff to be done, but I want you to meet the team behind everything that's happening, and we'll probably jump in Tarabay's car and go for a lap if we can't walk it. I don't know if it's still pouring rain outside. If it's not, we'll go for a walk.
You'd be better off to walk.
We're better off walking it, you reckon?
Yeah.
Does he drive slow?
Yeah.
You're going to have to
The whole car from door to door.
Unless you push it.
I know, mate, but it's a fast car, brother.
1 metre.
I'll sit in the back, Barrow will sit in the front.
Four-seater,
What do you want to put
seven
seven of us
standing.
in the car? Bloody Tarabay. Yeah, all right, relax. There's only going to be 3 of us. It's all good. My God. Anyway, I've got Charlotte Pinella here.
Oh, that's my daughter.
Don't get all emotional, but she said, so proud of your dad. Well done, Frank and the board. I can't wait to start racing again. Woohoo. It's always good to see
That's my
family.
girl, yeah.
That's your girl, mate. So well done. Well done, Charlotte.
Thanks, Charlie.
Absolutely. Kylie, did you see what I said? You got to start doing these Top Gun manoeuvres when people are going.
And that little jig you do.
Oh, are you doing a bum dance as well?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough, no problem at all. Anthony, before you go, what's your parting words to the racers and the spectators? You've still got a lot of work to do, but what would be your parting words to everyone tonight?
Look, we still have a bit of a way to go. So all I ask is just be patient with us. We've got so many things that we want to get done for you guys.
With limited funds.
With limited,
I get it.
Very limited funds. But I think we're doing pretty good. And the things that it's not just about the track, it's about the facilities as well. So the things that we're trying to get for everyone else to come down, as I say, we've still got a little bit more work to do. And we've had our first meeting last night. We're going to have another one on Saturday, and it's a start. It's a start to get back to where we were before the COVID, before we upgraded. But I honestly believe that everyone will enjoy coming to the track. The racers are going to love it. There are going to be some killer PBs on the little lady behind us. I drove on it last night, to be honest. It's unbelievable. And it's still not fully prepped, obviously, with the rain and whatnot. We've got a bit ways to go. But it is honestly a nice, flat, beautiful, smooth track. Like Frank and the guy, they did an awesome job, like a really good job. It's been a big effort, but as I say, just please be patient with us. We're nearly there. You'll see things that will still be happening, even when we're racing. And as I said, like the amenities and the ticket box and the playground, that's not a 5-minute job. It's going to take us a while.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, honestly, I honestly believe that everyone will be really happy with what they got. And in saying that as well, like Tony was on before, and I'm trying to get him to go back to the government and get us some more money. Because we haven't finished.
I wish you had the hotline to Berejiklian, you know what I mean?
Yeah, call it, please.
Gladys.
Oh, yeah, cool, all right.
I'll get Palisha on the line. She'll get on. Don't worry. I'll give her a three-way right now. Don't worry.
Let's
I'll open that damn border up. Don't you worry about
Can we
that.
not discuss these sorts of things on the show, mate?
What do you mean? Gladys is for racing, Gladys is for borders opening, and let's make Radials great again. That's it, mate.
Absolutely, Barrels. Always going on the edge, this guy. Always going on the edge. Absolutely. Yeah, we do.
We'll get the moolah.
We've got some beautiful comments saying how amazing you are. Now people are saying they know what you look like, Anthony.
Oh no!
So you need a disguise now.
You're shaving them off after the
There's
show.
400 people tonight, so you're going to have
Anthony's
to.
out there.
Oh, okay. See you, Anthony.
Yeah, that's all
Take it easy, Anthony. Anthony, thank you so much, mate. Thanks for everything, mate. Thanks for everything you did.
Thank you.
Anthony Panetta, absolutely. Well done. Well done. Well, Frankie, we'll get you on when we go for our drive in your 3-seater, you know what I mean? But
I have to push it.
Mr. Beaumont, we're going to get some races. Now, Tony, can you just come here? No, because they wanted me to do an impersonation of you, but there's no need because I've got the real thing here.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Here he is, here, fresh from Orlando Speedwell.
Wow.
Mate, how are you?
Good.
Painting.
Yes. Gone crazy.
It's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Nice colours here.
It's good.
Yeah.
I don't reckon in my life I've done more samples on one job. I promise you that.
I let him say it, ladies and gentlemen.
Dulux, a black town, thought I was on the pipe.
Like a shit. Tarabay's trying to
Who's going to West Rock for that? Who's the bone for that?
He's got
The off-white, the base, the off the bone. Which one?
Beaumont reckons Tarabay's colourblind. Got any blacker?
Honestly, I reckon I've done at least 10, 12 trips specifically just to
Just for
get
the
sample
sample.
pots.
Is it easier to get the painting done for your wife than it was for Tarabay?
Oh, she's gonna say.
She's got
No, she leaves it up to
when
me.
it comes to
She leaves it up to me.
Tarabay sent it back 12 times just to get a little bit more white.
Yeah, no, it wasn't really Frank. It was everyone trying to.
It's a look, right?
Everyone's trying to get the input and what they want, and it's
What it looks like.
yeah, and
Everyone's got a vision,
it's hard to see the big picture, and it's a big job. You know what I mean?
massive, and,
Yeah.
and you won't know until
It's
the wall's
done.
painted because
Yeah.
the light hits it differently. But
Yeah.
can I say, guys, what an amazing colour scheme.
It is good.
It was
Between
worth the
them.
trips.
Yeah.
Because, mate, it just looks fantastic on the inside and out. A little fresh, but I don't think it's something that can date. Like the cream that we had dated, obviously, it was hard
Yellow.
to clean.
It went cream. It was
you know
yellow.
what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It was yellow with the red.
That's
But
February
yeah,
16.
that dated. No, this is a colour scheme that won't date.
Neutral, you know what I mean? So we could go into the next 20 years and it'll still be a decent colour, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not saying give it a lick every few years, but...
No, it's done right, and it should, if everyone looks after it and, you know, the
We take
maintenance.
care of
Yeah,
it,
that's
yeah,
right.
that's
And no one sits there trying to scratch walls and write stuff on it, keep their feet off them, stuff like that. It can last, you know what I mean? But
Okay, so you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your Sharpie markers for the for Frank Tarabay's signatures that he's going to be giving when he runs 5 seconds, and the Ghost is obviously going to break some records. And there's going to be some records here. Keep your Sharpies for that. Keep your Nikes on the floor, and we don't need to see the ticks unless they want to sponsor. Nike can sponsor a nice tick on the wall. That would be nice.
100%.
But other than that, keep your Nikes off the wall, ladies and gentlemen, because we want to keep the paint as pristine as possible.
100%. It can last. It can last if you want it to, you know. But if
we don't
if there's
take
an
care
all
of it,
down and there's nothing to entertain the people, they want to pull out the keys and start writing their name on a wall or doing something.
we don't want to hear that.
No, but
So it's up
it does happen.
It's up to us, and Tony's going to be making sure that if you write on the wall, he's going to write on your face.
We'll be
Wow.
I didn't say that out loud, did I? Now, Tony.
If they want to do it in the first 12 months, it's defect liability.
Don't do that.
Hit the wall, boys.
You'll be going to Dulux for a long time. Now, tell me, because you are the man to go to when it comes to import racing in this country.
Yeah.
Only because you can ring these guys.
Yeah,
mate. Let me. How are the boys, the Loquito guys? I know they had a bit of an issue with their trailer.
Yeah, I did speak to
Of
Lewis
course you did, 35
Rivera
seconds
this
after it
morning,
happened.
and no, he reckons
He didn't fall asleep behind the wheel, did he?
the truck did rock up with the cars in it, and they're gonna test. I don't know if they're gonna test tomorrow or when they're sleeping now. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they are gonna test, or if they can. But the cars are minimal damage.
So the car's got minimal damage. You didn't see that truck rolled on its side completely, but you rang, you made sure they were okay. You've got lifelong friendships with these guys, man. So
Yeah, they're good.
they're like family for you. And will someone run that elusive 5-second pass?
I reckon they will there.
Really?
I reckon they will. The rotary they will. Yeah.
What was it, 606?
606, 233.
233
Big
mile, man.
mile an
That
hour,
was
big
if
steam.
20. I think it was at 22 or 2400 feet above.
My God.
So there should, I think it's I don't know, I haven't looked now, but
What's it
it'd
coming?
be like under 1,000,
Yeah,
probably minuses, and I don't know, probably 14 degrees Celsius.
And who's next in line for that record? Who's at neck and neck with at the moment?
Oh, I don't think no one's close.
No one's close to
There
that.
was Major League, he was a 614.
Wow, that's a night and day from 6.
Yeah, but the cars just came back out now, but yeah, they've been not struggling, they're just getting back on it. They haven't driven the car for a while. So
Right. So you're anticipating a 5-second pass from?
I reckon it
those guys?
will. I hope they do.
Now tell me, what are you anticipating? Firstly, the Ghost is obviously going to be racing. Yeah,
100%.
that car's still around. Like you
Yeah.
haven't gone radials yet. have you?
Nah.
Oh, not yet. Okay, because I thought that was.
No.
He's going to run the big pass and he's going radials. That's
Yeah,
what he said.
maybe
Episode
Craig Birds,
50.
you know, just
No,
go knock it off, you know what I mean?
the
He's
RXA,
waiting.
we have been talking about it with the RXA.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. You see how I know this information, ladies and gentlemen? Sometimes you just got to get it out of them, man. You need them to admit it half the time.
Yeah, we have been talking, and he I think he wants the radials on the RX3 more than I do.
Oh, I need it on the RX3 more than you do.
I don't know. I'd never say no, but I'd give it.
Well, he's got experience with RX3s and radials. I'll just put it out there.
Yeah.
But
this is a different
It's a
RX3.
different RX. Absolutely. Now you've got some things you want to prove in that car.
Yeah.
And I respect that, and I know you love radials too.
Yeah.
You did a nice burnout in a radial car once.
Do you remember that?
Commercial Road. But
Mine's still there.
I'm not saying anything.
What happened to the video?
There's no footage, mate.
What happened?
No footage.
Well, I've never seen this
No
bloke
footage, no.
grab anything he could in
Brother,
a car.
there's no seatbelt.
The camera nearly went out the window. The GoPro's in the car.
There's no seatbelt. I forgot
transbraked
that. He transbrakes it.
160 miles an hour on the street, just clogged gear for 300 metres. Where we going?
What would you
Street
do?
Outlaws Kingsgrove or something.
It wasn't like I could just sit there like this, man.
That was the first burnout I've done in that car.
Brother, I see his hand go to the transbrake and go, what is this guy doing? What's he doing? I know there's no seatbelt in this thing. And it came on boost
Had
so
the roll
quickly.
cage, don't worry.
Yeah, I just grabbed the car. I grabbed something. I was going to open the door, grab the side of the car.
Oh, wow.
Sustained for 200 metres. You know, Tony, it just didn't matter. There were no cameras or anything there. He didn't care. Tony the Ghost, you love this place.
Yeah, it's good, man.
You love the track. You love racing. I I hear you're sponsoring some of the signage here as well. Is that?
Yeah, we've done something with a few of the boys as
A few
well.
of the boys got in.
Get them on board. Whoever wants to sponsor.
Why
get
can't
on
we do
board.
that? Why can't some of the boys sponsor? Why can't we have sponsorship all the way to the braking area?
We can.
Past the break, because the
We
camera
can.
goes into the braking area, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what I mean? A lot of people, some people don't know. They probably can if they want to sponsor.
Yeah.
But it's like a
It's not expensive.
not expensive, but it could be a following trend, you know. And if people get amongst it and just put their money into something and just get it on the walls and just help the track out, because we got something now that's killer, and
We've got to maintain it now.
100%.
Now we're going to maintain it. We'll get Peter Beaumont on too. We'll get some of these packages in pricing. But Tony, I just want to let people know, not only do you race, but you also put your money where your mouth is too, man. And you're supporting the track. You've supported the track heavily with the renovations as well and everything you've done. So, mate, congratulations to you. Tony, what's your parting words, mate?
No, nothing. Just
Get here.
Just get here.
Any call-outs?
Get
You got any
among.
call-outs or-
Nah.
No call-outs, mate?
No, it's too green for call.
Too green?
Too green.
Are you
Just tell them watch
just
the
one,
boards.
just something.
Tell them watch the boards.
Yeah, that's it.
What's your time boards?
Nah, it should be alright. We should go fast.
Should go fast.
Should go.
If you break a record, you know who to call.
That's it. That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tony the Ghost. He's known as the Ghost for a reason, because he's the ghost who walks. He's behind everything, and you have no idea where Tony's I was somewhere, and then I don't remember where me and you were, and then out of nowhere, Tony rocks up. Hey Tony, how are you? Bye Tony, how you going?
The ghost, you can't see him, but you can hear him.
Man, you don't. At least Caspar, you could see Caspar. This guy here just comes out of nowhere, man. Like, hi Tony, bye Tony.
No,
God bless you and your family. Thank you so much. There he is, Tony the Ghost. What time is it?
It's 9:05.
Oh, we better get him on.
You want to get him on, or do you want to have the guys on and?
No, hold on. No, we can't. Firstly, how do we get him on? Because we're going to have this drama too. Yeah, tell him to like the page. Because that'll take at least 15 minutes before they figure it out. So let him know. In the meantime, we'll get Peter Beaumont on. Peter B. Hello, mate. Thanks for allowing us to have the benefit of seeing this track up close and personal. Mate, aren't you a lucky man
I'm a very lucky man.
to have a facility like this?
Not only a facility like this, look, you've spoken to the board and the project steering committee tonight. You've seen how passionate they are, and you know, for the staff, it makes it easy to deal with a group of people like that, and you can really trust that things will happen once you've got really committed people like those the guys you've spoken to tonight.
Absolutely. I think you've got an amazing team behind you, and I'm just going to get to a message that came through.
Morris Allen.
Mr. Maurice Allen, good evening to all, and IHRA Australia would like to congratulate everyone involved for their dedication and commitment in providing Australian drag racing with a facility that the whole country can be proud of. I wanted to read Maurice's message out for you there, mate, now that you've joined us. Tell us about how you're feeling now. I would say it's got to be exciting for you, but this is where the work starts for you now.
I started, to be honest, last Saturday. Once we were given permission to get on the track and start to clean it up. And,
I'm just going to talk a bit up. That's
sorry,
right,
mate. Yeah. We were given permission last Saturday to go on track and in the rain to start washing it, and so that we could start doing laps with the the draggers and the rotators.
Yep.
I've been told they're not tire turners.
Okay.
So we've been doing that now for a few days, and you're right. Once we prep that track and get it race worthy, the amount of promoters and the amount of events that we have piled up and stacked up to put into a schedule, it's going to get really busy, really exciting.
It's exciting, it's busy, but there's also a serious world to Sydney Dragway that doesn't just happen when the light turns green. There's a lot of things that have to happen in the background for that light to turn green and for these lights to go on at night time. And that's where we were just talking now with Tony about the ability for people to grab some sponsorship spaces around the track, whether it be on fencing. Most things that are visible, you can pretty much whack a sign if needed.
Oh, absolutely.
But you can do packages for small business, medium, large business as well. But it's more the white area that we see on the track where most of the signage goes. There's still another 200 metres before the finish line, from what I understand.
Yeah, just about 250 metres. So we were talking earlier before from. I think Rusty's been selling wall signage for a good 18 months, and with the help of Jason Hedges, who was another director, sold a hell of a lot of signage. Rusty's goal is to actually get it to the finish line.
Yep.
My goal for Rusty is to get it to the
it's got to be the braking area, absolutely.
Down to the net.
Yeah.
And if someone wants a sign on the net, we could probably do that as well. So it is all up for sale. And if you contact info@sydneydragway.com.au, Rusty and myself will be able to work with you. We're going to listen to what you want, what you need for your business.
You can tailor it, right?
Correct.
It's not just a set price. It's you know, and you can tailor to suit people's budgets. There is a minimum, I gather, but you can work it out, work it through, and work out a time schedule as well.
And the important thing is there's no maximum.
Right. So we can go, the sky's the limit at that point.
That's right.
Okay, fair enough. So anyone that's feeling a little bit lucky, I know someone put a $7 million bet on Donald Trump. He won't be feeling too good right now. But it would have been a safer bet if you put $7 million in sponsorship to Sydney Dragway, right?
You get your money's worth.
You get your money's worth here, ladies and
Return on
gentlemen.
investment.
This is where I'm going with it, ladies and gentlemen. I told you guys on the last episode, Vic and I are going to be trying to get as many corporate sponsors as we can into the racing scene. Frank, we've spoken to Frank about some things separate to Sydney Dragway and what he's done here, because we need to bring the big guys back into the sport. We lost them from Group 1. A lot of the bigger guys, like where we had Jack Daniels and we had the DeWalt's and all of that back in the day. And look, we've seen supercars lose some sponsors. So I think it's an opportunity for us to show the product that we've got. We've definitely got a facility to showcase the product at the moment, Pete. So a couple of things that I just wanted everyone to be clear on as well. Again, I mentioned the entries. You've got to get them in online. Yep. SydneyDragway.com. You cannot .com.au. You cannot race here unless you're pre-registered as an entrant online. So even if they had your mobile number, and even if they bought you a couple of souvlaki and a little bit of a barbecue, still doesn't guarantee you entry. You've got to get your entry in online.
Every man has his price.
Every man has his price. I understand that, but even then, we need to get them in online because of COVID. I think you're only allowed, is it 200 cars?
Oh, race for real?
Race for real, yeah.
Yeah, 200 cars is our maximum.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon we'll be doing the Atura Track Championships, get those back in.
Yeah.
We normally get about the same number of entrants.
Yeah.
Which is around 210.
Okay.
220.
Yeah.
Looking forward to.
Are you allowed to go to 220 or?
The Atura? No, look, as long as we're COVIDly spaced.
Yeah, okay. So there's a COVID plan, and that's on the website, and it's on IHRA's website as well.
We're a registered COVID safe venue.
Okay, there you go. With the New South Wales State Government. It's important, guys, that COVID didn't go away. I said this the other day. The grand final had 37,000 people and no one had COVID. But at the end of the day, COVID hasn't gone away, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard the Premier in recent days as well saying that if you're feeling unwell, please don't go to places, get yourself tested. Very important to continue that, especially in the drag racing facility that's been down. Last thing we need is someone to test COVID positive here. And then we've got to shut it down and do a clean, and whole place has been cleaned already. So we prefer not to shut it down again. So if you've got the sniffles, you've got a fever, please stay away. Enjoy the racing when you get back and you're all well. So that's the first message we get across. And the second message is some of these events are already sold out, Barrelos. SummerSlam.
That's what you want to hear.
SummerSlam, forget it, mate. Like Summer Slam is gone. That's it. Only spectators now.
Yep.
And even that's selling fast. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your butts to the computer as quick as possible because these things sell out very, very quickly once they're announced. And Pete, you'll be updating, obviously, the website fairly soon.
As soon as we've got, as entries are open, they go up on Eventbrite on the website. So keep an eye out. We're trying to organise the race for real entries as far out now as we can.
Okay.
Because we appreciate there's going to be hopefully a good lineup, a good queue to get down the track. So it's keep the best advice is just keep an eye out on the.
Good question from our amazing friend Sam Nasser from Hostfield Towing, who put on a beautiful barbecue for us this afternoon. Can people purchase a 1-year membership for spectators? Can you purchase a package
it's actually something we've been talking about.
Yeah, right.
So it's a great idea.
Okay.
And we have been talking about it. I've been talking about it with the board. It's
got to nut it out with the board.
It's a pricing thing. So you've got to include your 400 Thunder and what happens if, in case of that deadly rain.
What happens,
so,
blah, blah, blah. Okay.
It's a pricing thing.
Right. So, Sam, yes, the board is looking at all sorts of initiatives to get people to commit to longer periods of attendance, shall we say. So, yes, it's something that we've got. And, guys, if you've got any suggestions, of course, either on the show or you can email Pete. Pete, your email address again? Info at.
Info at Sydney
I knew
Dragway.
you unstuck, bro.
I was going to give it.
Oh, he was so close, man.
He almost helped me into it.
Hey, how close was that? Hey, you see that 60 foot? That was a Sydney Dragway 60 foot right there, man. He was like, oh man. But no, it's info at sydneydragway.com.au, ladies and gentlemen. You can email the team here if you've got any questions around, memberships and events and anything like that as well. And sponsorship, if there's any ideas that you've got, we want to hear. The board at Sydney Dragway has already proven that they're listening. They're listening to their customer, which is the racer, and the spectators. So if you've got any constructive suggestions, then of course the board is always here to listen. Pete, what's your message now to the racer?
I think to the aspiring racer, give it a go. Come down and do it in a fun, safe, and friendly environment.
Mm-hmm.
The importance there being safe, because the crew down here are very well entrenched in how to do things and how to do it safely. And so to come down here and give it a go here, it's the best place for it. Keep it off the streets. Do it on a Wednesday night here, and of course that's our pathway to greater things, the Atura Track Championships, and as you get better and faster and more prepared, etc., you can get into the other forms of racing, which, like we said earlier, once you've done it once, you're hooked.
Absolutely.
And so, give it a go here. It's good fun.
So Peter Beaumont's saying give it a go. Peter, tell everyone your role here, just so everyone's clear.
General Manager.
GM. So is Billy on? Is he coming on?
Yeah, hey guys.
Yep, just tell him we'll be on in a minute.
Oh, okay, I can't see him. So Pete, firstly, thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything that
Thanks
you're
for
doing
coming
here.
down.
Absolutely. We've got
Thank
some
you
great
again. Thank you for
ideas.
having us.
If you're around before we finish, we'll get you back on because we want to ask you some other questions. But maybe you can come with us when we go for the track walk, which won't be too far away. And then we'll get some races on and we'll do our track walk. Okay, we're flying through it. Barrelos, who's coming on here, mate?
Billy Stockland.
Yeah, mate.
I said, go on there and give us a shout out. He's on. I have failed to tell him it was live today.
Oh, you failed
But
to tell
no,
him it was live.
I said, well, I need you to come. I assumed he knew that we were doing that live, but anyway.
Okay.
Frank Tarabay said that he did comment on this.
Oh, he did?
On his
Okay,
comment,
hold
yes.
on.
Billy Stockland, hey guys, there he is.
I can't bring him on. Is he on his device? Hi, Billy.
You just put in sponsorships what they've got an email. What is it?
Info at sydneydragway.com.
Yeah, maybe I'll just type it in.
Yeah.
Get that on there. Was it the phone issue or something though, Sam, or do you
I don't
need to be
know.
on the...
Sponsorships and event
What is it? Please be on a...
Pete at Sydney Dragway.
Keep talking, Barrelos, because
Sending a message to Billy Stockland
while we're talking.
on the live feed. Ladies and gentlemen, just bear with us. Here we go. Somebody's got to turn the phone sideways.
Yeah.
Please turn phone sideways.
There we go. For all sponsorship, info at sydneydragway.com. Tell him to send a request. Yes, please, Billy, if you can send a request to come on.
Send.
Down the bottom. Why don't you ring him, Vic? Might make life easier.
Yep.
So down the bottom, if you can click that.
Yep.
And you can request to come on. He's just got
Fourth
to...
icon.
Yeah.
Second last icon from the
Big
right.
picture, mate. You need the little fellows. Absolutely. Would have to be the... Well, what's this? Hold on. Would have
Hey,
to
good
be,
morning, sir. How are you? Okay. Okay, can I ask you something? If you just turn your phone sideways, you'll see 5 little icons at the bottom. I don't know if you can see them. There's like a wand, a camera, a lightning bolt, a message, and the second last one will have
it's like a
2
picture,
faces with
yeah.
an interaction there.
If he clicks
If that
that...
helps you at all. If you click on that little icon, yep. No, that's okay. That's fine. No problem. No problem. Apologies, I should have told you we were doing it on the show. I assumed that You knew, but that's my bad. But you should be able to get you on. No. Thank you. Yep. Okay. So turn the phone sideways, and then look down the bottom. There'll be 5 little icons. The second last one to your right will have 2 people there. If that makes sense, like 2 little characters. If that makes sense.
He knows how to use a grid.
Paul Moy says you know how to use a grid.
He knows how to win a championship.
Here we go.
All right,
okay,
yeah.
Here we go. You've tapped that. Billy, we're bringing you on, sir.
Please. Adding, accept, please.
I should have stayed up. Here he goes.
No, not yet. It was working.
I'll put
Don't ring.
accept.
Yeah, just haven't accepted. He might be trying.
5G, ladies and gentlemen.
5G.
Hear me?
We did it. Yeah. Oh, it was connecting. What happened?
Jeez. Billy, you had us.
I told you Biden was going to shut us down.
There you go.
Why did you tell him that you were voting
That's
Trump?
Putin, dude.
No, man, that's Biden right
That's the
there.
Russians, bro. They got us.
They shut us down in Wisconsin.
Billy Stockland, we'll try and get you back on again, mate. Just
Billy,
do the
try
same
again. He
things,
was just
please.
going to connect at that point. So if we do that again, big thank you to obviously our guests that are just waiting for us as well. We'll get our American friends on quickly, and then we'll get our the rest of our guests on here, Vic.
Yes.
We'll do a track walk. Amazing show this evening. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Like and share. We've had some laughs, we've had some good times. Just need to get Billy Stockland to. I'm going to do it myself this time. If he can just accept now, Billy, and we'll get you on. Oh, yes.
You got me?
Billy Stockland.
You got me?
Yeah, we got you, man. Can you turn the lights on?
Yeah, hang on.
Thank you.
I didn't realize this was like a you're gonna see me kind of thing. Like it's 3 in the morning.
you got to put some clothes on there, Billy.
I dig the PJs.
Hang on, I thought this was gonna be like a family show.
No, it's beyond family show now.
It's like family rated. Hang on just a sec. Let me. God dang it.
This is Trump rated. God damn it!
Sorry, probably not supposed to cuss.
No, you're allowed. We allow you to do anything, Billy. You're royalty.
All right, let's see.
There we go. Okay.
Looking good, Bill.
Oh, you look good, Billy.
Good morning. What is it, 4:30 there?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, it's not such a good morning. It's like super early.
Now, Billy, if no one can work out who they want to be the president, can you run for president?
Well, I was thinking about it, but I wasn't really sure if I could get enough constituents to back me up here. So I don't know. We'll see what I can do.
Billy, firstly, on behalf of the racing community, congratulations to yourself and the entire KTR team and the Bahrain 1 team for your back-to-back championship in NHRO Pro Mod. And I believe I'm correct in saying that it was only the 3rd year entering in Pro Mod.
I think it's either the 3rd or 4th.
Okay.
Yeah, so whenever I won the championship with Paul, when I was over there with Paul, that was when I was starting back up. So yeah, I guess it's the 3rd year. Yeah, we've been pretty fortunate. You know, it's a great group of dudes. We got a lot of good stuff. We got good backing. We got good sponsors. I got a good hairdo, and you know, it's a really good group of dudes. If you get the right, you know, it's just like what I've told Paul and the Moitz group. You know, it doesn't take a killer driver. It doesn't take a killer crew. It doesn't take a killer tuner. It takes a killer team. And, you know, you don't have to have the absolute best of everything. You have to have the best average. You got to have, you know, a better package than the guys you're racing against.
I'll say one thing. When we first met Billy, the best thing that I've seen you ever do is turn a bunch of racers are a bunch of teammates that have never worked together, and give them the ability to form what we call a team for people that could be total strangers. And I'm talking about Bad Niner, yeah? So when we're talking about what happened with the Bad Niner team that came out and literally set the Radial world on fire. Baddest nitrous car in the planet.
Ago.
A long time ago.
That's a long time
8 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, the start line, we had the pleasure of witnessing the baddest tune-up go in and win the event.
Absolutely. And the difference there that I wanted to tell people about Billy is Billy was employed by, obviously, Bad Niner, to Kyle Cutel, absolute gentleman, to come and do his program. And Billy said, yeah, but we need a team. So Kyle didn't really have a proper team. So when Billy got there, he's like, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do this. Can everyone own that? And they said, yes, Billy, we can own it. And he made them accountable, and you had the results. And I believe, Billy, you've taken the same methodology and applied it to all the teams, but especially to NHRA, where it's a structured racing format, but you have the same principle of accountability. Would I be right in saying that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I like to do when I get together with a new group of guys is we make, and I've accumulated through the years of racing different combinations. I have an extensive checklist of everything that needs to be done round to round. So then what you do is you sit down with the group of guys and you say, okay, who normally does this, who normally does this, and who normally does this? And, you know, like the first thing you'll notice is there's no consistency in who does what, and there's no continuity as far as one guy's messing with, you know, draining the puke tanks in the back of the car, and then he's doing something up at the front, and then he's doing something in the back. You know, what I try to do is when we start off, we try to streamline the round-to-round process. So everybody knows exactly what their role is, so that the same guy does the same thing every run. It doesn't matter if you're making a test run at Sydney on a Thursday, or if you're at Willowbank in the Winter Nationals. Every guy does the same thing. You do the same burnout. You do the same staging procedure. The same guy sets the tires. The same guy puts fuel in it. And that's why it's such a commitment, because you can't have a bunch of Monday morning quarterbacks. You got to have the same group of dudes every time. You have to have a committed group of guys. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying about, it's not about one guy. It's not about me. It's not about Paul. It's not about Stevie. It's about having a team. It's about having a group. Any chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
Billy, if anyone's watching that's a racer, you just need to record what Billy Stockman just said and play it before every race meeting, ladies and gentlemen, because it's something that I've seen in person in South Georgia with results. It's something that I saw from afar him apply to Paul Moit and the Moit's team. Paul's just said you're the best in the world. Hands down, he's lived it. You won a championship in your first year with that team. But everyone that races...
Paul's a really unique guy. When I started with him, I knew that he had the potential to do the whole deal himself. So we started sitting down from the very first outing, and I had made Paul sit right beside me. So I wouldn't just go and make the changes and do stuff. I would explain to him what we were doing and why we were doing it. And Paul's a fucking champion. You know, the fact that he could take that deal and run with it the way he has, he's done absolutely awesome. And I love Paul. He's like a brother to me. That whole group, Paul, Daniel, David, Anthony, you know, just Vic, Con, it's just a great group of dudes. Bill, Skip, everybody. Of course, Chalk, you know, I mean, fuck, you know, I'm probably not supposed to say that, am I?
No, you can say it. I've said a lot worse.
Okay. Yeah, but like Paul, like he really impressed me. You know, like he didn't just follow the steps, he understood, you know, and he took the ball and ran with it. You know, and if he had a little problem, you know, when he kept going on his own, he stumbled once or twice, and he was very quick. He would just call me up. Hey, mate, I'm having a problem. You know, blah, 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 blah. And I'd say, well, what about this? What about that? I never wanted to just say, go do this, dumbass, you know, because that he doesn't learn anything. you know, and I'd say, okay, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, or I'd say, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And he, every time he'd figure the problem out on his own, and he took it to the end, and he won a championship on his own. You know, he's out of control, man. He's just super good dude.
Billy, it makes us proud to hear. We know Paul personally, so we know that's how he operates. But to hear that from one of the best tuners in the world should make all the Australians proud, and everyone watching and everyone here very proud as well. Billy, I just wanted to touch on someone who I think is very similar to Paul's nature in terms of the drive, and you work with that person, have worked with that person many times in South Georgia Motorsports Park. But Stevie Jackson,
Oh yeah,
he's a racer through and through. Has raced from all forms of motorsport. Had a dream to run in a professional category. Achieved a lot with the different variations of the Shadow with yourself and everyone else involved in that program. What did anything change between what you anticipated for a Radial tilt at Radial versus the World in South Georgia to you going for a world championship in NHRA professional drag racing? Was there a different methodology, or was it the same Billy Stockland method just applied to an even more badass series that took millions of dollars to even competing? What was your mode going into NHRA Pro Mod and now backing it up with a second championship on the weekend? Did anything change from all those years ago with Shadow? And I'm talking about like the orange car.
The orange car, the Fox body.
The Fox body, all the way to this weekend with the Bahrain 1 Camaro. What's the mindset to win an NHRA championship compared to the Radial World?
So the NHRA races, it's a little different mindset in that, you know, radial racing is very much a slugfest. You know, like you get to make some test runs, you get, you know, 6, 7, 8 rounds of qualifying, you know, and then it's kind of a free for all for when you're going to race. NHRA racing, you have to make the best run. Sorry, you don't get to see myself. I got to make the best run that you think you can make and be back up there putting the car in the beams 45 minutes later. So you just have to know, for the group of dudes that I have, for the equipment that I got, for everything that I've got sitting here in this pit, I have to be in the lanes 45 minutes later. Now, between round 1 and round 2, you might have more time than that. But like radial racing, you know, like we all saw this last Georgia race, you know, the eliminations was supposed to be round 1 on Saturday and the rest of the race on Sunday, correct? Well, they showed up and they changed the whole thing, and they ran out eliminations for the radial classes on Saturday, completely flipping the schedule and pushing all the sportsmen and index racing to Sunday. NHRA racing, March 2nd, I can tell you what time I'm going to go into qualifier 3 in St. Louis in July.
Wow. Okay. So there's a totally different mindset to race it because it's so structured.
It's a much more structured. It's like you can wake up in the morning and you can say, okay, we're going to make a run at 11. We're going to make a run at 3. If we don't blow everything up, we're going to go eat dinner at Ruth's Chris. We're going to go back to the hotel. We're going to have a couple drinks. We're going to be in bed at 10 o'clock because I have to be back at the racetrack at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So you use the same methodology on track and in car preparation, you know, as far as the dudes doing their right stuff, but your approach at running the car, you have to be more careful because not only are you going quarter mile, you know, versus almost all the radial stuff here is 8 mile. You know, running them quarter mile is, of course, as we all know, much harder on the engines and stuff. But like, you also have to know that radial racing, if you've got a front runner guy or you've got somebody and you go, hey man, I need 5 more minutes because, you know, I'm trying to get my transmission in it. And, you know, even pro slammer racing and pretty much racing everywhere. If you say, hey man, I need 5 more minutes, you know, you go, you PDRA, Midwest Pro Mod, you know, radial racing anywhere. Hey man, I need 5 more minutes. Everybody says, no problem. I don't care. NHRA racing,
You don't get
there's
1
no
second.
5 more minutes.
You're going to fire it up
They
and
won't
go,
do-
man. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Call out, you're going.
You know,
Because a lot of times they're structured on a live TV schedule, so like they don't
Absolutely.
stop for anything.
yeah,
They don't
man.
care.
They're going to run an ad, and they know how long that ad is, and man, you better be doing your burnout when they come out of that ad.
That's exactly right. That's
Right,
exactly
so-
right.
So, Billy, firstly, I mean, we can't wait to see you guys again because it's this whole COVID thing, man, has stopped us from catching up. And Vic and I were planning to get over there. But, Billy, to everyone that's watching for you from all over the world, and we normally get about 18,000 people that end up watching this after about 2 weeks, what would be your advice to anyone starting Radials? And what would be your advice to anyone that is thinking about going drag racing at the new Sydney Dragway? I don't know if you've had a chance to see any photos yet, but Sydney Dragway has been totally redone, concrete from start to finish. Probably one of the smoothest race surfaces in the world. We've just had the board on. We're going to have some races on in a second. What would your advice be to anyone that's about to step into a class or someone that's about to step up?
Ooh. That's a big one. First and foremost, don't ever get too cocky. This is a humbling sport. You know, like I don't know if you guys, you know, both of you guys know me fairly well. Lots of people don't. You will never see me get overly excited on the starting line when I win, and you'll never see me get overly excited on the starting line when I lose, because I've been the hammer and I've been the nail. And, you know, the internet seems to only remember the outings of the championships and the glory and the setting records and going 563 and going 558, you know, Paul's car and, you know, the championships. But unfortunately, I remember all of the blowing stuff up and staying up till 4 a.m. and not sleeping at all. And, you know, every time you start to get a little cocky and you know, talk some trash, to me, it seems to bite me in the butt. So first and foremost, I would try to remind everybody to keep an even keel. You know, don't get too excited when you do good. Don't get too excited when you get bad. When you do bad, don't be scared to ask for help. You know, but be brave enough to forge your own path at the same time, if that makes sense. You know, like, you need to ask for, like, let's say that you're doing something. Let's say you want to set your tires and you think you need to set your radials at 4 pounds, and you talk to 35 guys and all 35 guys say set them to 17. Well, like, if your car is consistently not going down the track, you need to be smart enough to listen to the other 17 guys, you know. But then once you get your deal running good and you want to try 17 and a half and then 18 and then 18 and a half, you know, be courageous enough to forge your own path with different areas of your car, but be wise enough to listen to those that are around you that are already doing it. Because radial racing is frustrating getting started. Once you kind of get a setup on your car and can know how to do it, it's very gratifying, because like pro mod racing, there's all these shades of gray. The car is always spinning the tires, and are you spinning it enough? Are you spinning it too much? And how much spinning? Is it shaking? Is it not shaking? Is it this? Radial racing is more of a knee-jerk. The car either goes down the racetrack or it doesn't. You know, there's not a lot of gray area. It either zips down the racetrack, smokes the tires, or does a big wheelie. That's it. That's it. That's pretty much the 3 outcomes. Pro mod racing, there's 3 million outcomes, because there's all these different shades of gray. So once you have a radial car going up and down the racetrack, you know, lots of people would say, oh man, you're going to have a screw charged Hemi, you know, with a rain tire on a 3,000 pound car with no wheelie bars, you know.
Are you sure?
You know, what are you thinking? Is that a good idea? But, you know, the reality is it's actually easier once you get it worked out, because it's black or white. It's not all these different shades of gray.
Amazing advice.
Did I even remotely answer your question?
You answered it, and the first line of your response is going to be my next T-shirt on the Jet 275. But before we let you go back to sleep, because it's 5 o'clock in the morning there, what's that say? Alanabi, world champion. Absolutely. Sir, you definitely understand
I
what it
got
takes.
a really kick-ass T-shirt collection.
You definitely do. Now I've got
Actually,
Craig Burns here.
I was just trying to show Paul my nipple.
Oh, Paul, check out the nipple, man. Now I got Craig Burns here, and he said, "Listen, if Stevie Jackson wants to make some real money, there's a few races in Australia, man.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there's a few guys. We've got some money here too. You know what I mean? We got the ghost here. Have you met the ghost?
Tell Burnsy he needs to be careful what he asks for.
Burnsy said, "Bring it on, man."
Oh my God.
Get that shit on an aeroplane. Ring him like Donald Trump. Tell him to let him come. And look, at the end of the day, we got some money here, man. So, Tarabay just said he's going to throw up $5,000. Bring someone down. And look, but in all seriousness,
Hey, you know what? Let me tell you something. I made some good money when I was in Australia, but you know what I really made? I made a lot of good friends, and I really, really loved my time over there. And I wish I could come back and there's just so many good people. I love the environment. I love everybody. Everybody over there was so freaking nice to me. I wish you guys weren't half a planet away from me.
That's a bloody long plane ride, as you're aware, and you can only drink so much on the plane until they tell you to stop drinking. But
no, I'm actually pretty good. I can hide it.
I can forge through the drinking part.
You can. Now, before you go, Barrelos, you got to tell the story. We're on the start line. I think you had gone a 4:11 in Bad Niner. What was it?
Oh yeah, way back in the day.
Yeah.
It was a 4:27 or a 4:29.
Oh, you had to go in the teens. What did you tell me and Vic, two Aussies sitting on the start line? What did he tell us that he was going to do on that pass?
I was trying not to annoy him as he's backing Kyle up.
Because like he doesn't speak
I looked over to him, I said, "Is it going to do it?" And the comment was, "Victor, if the crankshaft doesn't fall out of the motor, it's going to run a pass." At the 3:30, the flames were up here, and I'm going, "Billy, you did it. You did it." Bam! 4:19, he wins the race, and that's it.
He ran the
PB, yeah.
First team in Radials was on the back of you telling me and Vic, two Aussies. I look at him, I go, "What the fuck did he just say?" He goes, "Man, if the crank doesn't fall out of it, he's going to run a pass."
And that big dirty 903 Gene Fulton.
But Billy Stockland.
Yeah, that's actually at that point. If you guys remember, that was they paid a bounty for the low qualifier, and they paid a bounty for the low qualifier no boost, because they never had any idea that a nitrous car could be the low qualifier.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we showed up. We were the low qual. We got low qualifier. Then we got low qualifier and no boost money also, because we were no boost and low qualifier, and we won the race. Yeah, we had a good time.
Absolutely, Billy Stockland. Sorry for waking you up. We know you want to go.
Right.
We know you want to go check out who's going to win the presidential election. We're gonna keep going here, but absolutely. But Billy Stockland, you're a gentleman. We'd love to have you on more and talk about all of your exploits.
Now I know how to do it, and I know I should have my hair combed and stuff. So next time I'll do better. I promise.
Absolutely. God bless you. God bless your family, and thank you so much for joining us on Operation Radio Freedom. Thanks, mate.
Appreciate you guys.
Billy Stockland, Power Management to the front.
Always.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, what an absolute group, man. We honestly, the best people on this show, from all over the world. We're going to get the guys on now. So that's, ladies and gentlemen, Billy Stockland. If you ever need to learn about how to race, replay that interview. Now, let's get the biker boys on. We'll get Adam. Adam, come on down, man. Adam Lady.
Thanks.
Kept it warm for you.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
guys.
Thank you for your patience, Adam.
Yep.
Mate, I hear you're excited.
I'm very excited, and so is everyone else who races a motorbike, Top Fuel or any of the other.
Or anybody. We got Mr. As a Party here as well.
Leonard
He's one of the craziest people on bikes, like you guys, all crazy on bikes.
Maybe you can con Leonard into getting his Top Fuel bike out. He's got a very fast 4-cylinder.
Oh. I
Didn't
wasn't
know
aware of that.
Yes.
I was just going to hit him up for turbos and radials, you know what I mean? That's where I was hitting as a party up. But look, it looks like there's going to be a party soon.
Yeah, no, there's going to be a party.
We'll have a few bets on.
Yeah, go.
Tell me, are you prepped? Are you ready to smash this thing down the court?
Yeah, I'm I'm going to look towards probably just after January. I want to be out. I've done a lot of things to the bike, the clutches behind the motor, and I'm keeping
all the sequence, squirrel, R&D. It's all being done. It's ready now.
It's full on. COVID's cost me more money than
COVID's cost us all money, Adam, including the track.
But just walking out walking through the tunnels and just taking 1 foot on the new slab. I don't know what it means to the car guys, but to walk on something flat and start our bikes on something flat's really big for us. Like it can, there's a little bump can send the start card offline, and we can bum the start up or fumble on the line. And so that's why you see a bit of nerves with the guys with start carts and fuel bikes trying to start. Now we haven't got that.
It happens so fast on these bikes as well. I saw a video that you put up as well, and you guys have to really prep and get it fired and get it there and get it staged in a very small time frame compared to us, man. When we've got all the time in the world, you guys really bang, and you need to have that thing ready to go.
Yeah, and the Harleys and the 4-cylinders have a different plan. And different burnouts. The 4-cylinders want to go a little bit longer, and they can sometimes run a bit longer. The Harleys, the clutches will drag and get hot.
So you've got to take that.
We all work together. The guys work together.
So that guy goes first. You guys fire up afterwards. So you're not all holding each other up. That's all great sportsmen's in Australia. But exciting that the bike community's getting re-energized for the track as well. We've spoken personally on the show a few times, and we'll speak to Leonard as well about what it means to give a facility. Peter and the team and Frank through his works, getting a lot of these bike guys away from the highways, because really that's all they've had.
I'm big on that.
And getting these guys into a facility now is super fast. And we spoke to Craig Burns about how safe it's going to be having a concrete surface for braking and the high speed stuff. But let's be really honest, guys. These guys have got 2 tyres. Half the time they're on the back tyre, and the other half of the time they're probably that far off the ground. So there's a lot more risk that you guys take, to be honest with you, to get the thrill. What's the driving force behind Adam Layden today after yesterday's opening of Sydney Dragway?
I'm just excited, and I want to tell all the guys in Top Fuel or in Top Fuel, leave it on now, because that's what they'll be doing. The biggest scare is going off, going through the start line and trying to pull the things up. That's the scary bit. And looking at that track now, leave it on.
Leave it on, man.
Yeah, leave it on, and we're going to see some really good passes and some records, I think, in Top Fuel and a lot of the bike classes. So there won't be death wobbles on a bike. When the bike starts shaking, that's scary, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, you guys have got very small tolerances of margins, so definitely we're interested to see these flames hanging out of the back of these bikes, and we're interested in all the classes having fun. I know you've always been a big advocate of getting the bikes off the street. And I know they got their roundy track days, but now that this place is open, obviously Pete's already made us aware that there's going to be bike events, and there's going to be a lot more availability for the guys and girls on bikes to come here, but also to get the youth that are on the bikes here, rather than the M5,
While we're talking, my sponsors, Dunlop, are going to donate radials for every bike meeting.
Wow.
The Shark helmets are going to donate a new Shark helmet every bike meeting, every bike night.
Right.
Faceta, who import Dunlop, they're going to donate a jacket, a leather jacket every meeting.
So this is in case someone comes, they're a little bit unprepared. The track's going to have this to hire and hand out?
Oh no, we're just going to do like a lucky door prize.
Wow.
For every bike giveaway, So I didn't ask for it. They said, Adam, how can we help? And I said, look, your products are here. We need to support the bike guys. I don't want them on the street. I want people racing on the track.
Well, you guys heard it here, man. That's amazing. So you've got Dunlop, who's going to give some tyres. You've got Shark
helmets.
Do a helmet every now and then. And then you've got someone that's going to be obviously providing the jackets as well.
What are they again?
Faceta. So airline jackets, VRST or something like that.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, and I just want to have an event at Bikes, and I've been working with Peter, and we had some big bike nights here, free food, barbecue, drinks, and just hanging out, and hopefully I can time it Maybe me and Lennon can have a race with a field
Yeah, I might do a match race.
Put
Why
some
not, man?
extra
Absolutely.
BHT in there.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, it'll be good, and I'm excited. And can I say one thing on this show?
Absolutely.
That I personally know the team Conspec that were doing the concreting here. I'm glad they were doing it, and obviously Fulter and Hogan and Steve and that, and they were ringing me during the process, and Frank would know this, and so would the rest of the team. Matt and Conspec, Alex, Jaden, who own Conspec Concrete, they were passionately working till they were sick, and ringing me and saying, I just want this track perfect because they fear, the speeds we're doing on the bikes, we've got no roll cages, feet flying off and things like that. And there was a drive there, not just money, you know what I mean? And so I hope, Matt, if you're listening, let's ride our bikes down on a bike night and you enjoy the track as well. And so thanks for everyone thinking of the bikes, because it is a bit dangerous not having no roll cage and going fast on one wheel. And so I just wanted to put that out there that, some people are here for passion and making this track perfect, and I'm glad Frank and the team were ensuring that, you know what I mean, because that is flat, and I'm just pumped. Everyone, Top Fuel, Alpha Williams, and some guys from Melbourne. There's people basing here in Sydney, and I'm setting up some stuff in my workshop for containers and bikes to land, and people are choosing Sydney to base and do most of their riding. So that's a big thing.
That's what we want, Adam. We want investment. We want people to be heating it up and get to the track, because, mate, if they get into the track, this facility keeps going for generations to go, right? So exciting stuff happening, Adam, and your passion is showing, and that's what we need in the sport, right? We just need you guys who have done it before, you guys who have invested your family time, your money, your efforts to keep driving it, because the other people that are watching, they're the ones that are going to get psyched up and come and try and match and try and compete with you guys. And it doesn't happen overnight, as you know, in all competitive forms of motorsport, but you got to start somewhere. Vic always tells me, Sammy, doesn't matter what we say, what we do, we got to get to the track. It doesn't matter. You can have the fastest car or bike in the world. Unless you've run it here and the time board's gone on, man, the rest of it is all bullshit. So at the end of the day, guys, get your stuff to the track. If you've got a bike, there's some amazing initiatives that Adam and his sponsors are bringing to Sydney Dragway. Well done to Sydney Dragway, obviously, for working with Adam. Dunlop, great brand. So amazing brand coming back into drag racing. So well done.
We're only going to give away radials.
Only radials. It's Operation Radial Freedom, mate. You will be remiss to not give away a radial. Absolutely. But
Shark helmets as well. Shark helmets. They've Shark is one of my partners and sponsors, and they've sent me the newest helmet, GP helmet. They only bring out about 5 or 6 of them in Australia, and it's a near $4,000 helmet. It's all aerodynamic designed, and I had it here in the car tonight. I was going to bring it out, but hopefully I get to test that helmet. But it's the lightest helmet and the steadiest helmet at speed. So it's what all the GP riders are using, and I'm proud to.
If it can handle you crazy nuts going as fast as you do, man, I'm sure it's a good helmet, because I'm glad I've got some doors and windows around me. Frank, these guys are crazy, man, absolutely crazy. But there's a track that's facilitated these guys to do what they need to do. Adam, thank you so much for waiting around tonight.
No, thanks. And
what are your parting words for the people, mate?
The track is flat. Hold it on.
Hold it on.
Hold it on.
Hold it on. That's going to be Adam's new T-shirts. Hold it on.
Yeah, I need to hold it on too. But so it's going to be good. So I'm excited, and
absolutely. Now, can you do me a favour? After the show, can you get on the comments? Just put your sponsors there. Tell people what's going on. Let's get it shared around. Let's get those sponsors a few likes and tags as well, because it's important, man. If they're giving you stuff, we're going to show the love so they can.
They're seeing the activity in Sydney Dragway, and their products are already here, so they want to be a part of it. And Pete's been amazing, and there's some big people and big companies coming in here soon. And when you tell them about the track and what's going on and how fresh it is, and it's going to be shocking some of the people that come and join this track.
That's what we want. We want the sponsors. Big Kev, I'm excited moments. You know what I mean? That's what we need. We need the vibes. Adam Lonan, you're a gentleman, man. Thank you. Thanks for waiting around, man. Absolute gentleman. Thank you. Well done, mate. Well done. We won't keep everyone waiting. Mr. Has a party?
Would you like your better half on here as well?
Yeah. Come on, the best half, better half,
Come on,
whatever you want to
best
do.
half.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That was it, isn't it?
With Vic, there's no deal. The Asa Parties, how you doing?
Thanks, Sam.
Now, when I spoke to you the other day, I'll never forget, man, I was here, it must have been a Freaky Friday. I literally saw you do the track on the back tyre with that bloody turbo busser. This guy was with me.
Yes.
We go, mate, I think that's when you ran that crazy mile an hour with the booster.
There was an AMS boost control on it.
There was a nice little AMS there. He knows about the simple stuff, this guy. His watches were going on.
I had it in an RBVL, but you had it on the bike, so I was watching you because you had a lot to control there.
The thing with these bikes, these turbo bikes, and what you've seen is we're using the same technology as you guys.
Absolutely.
We've got the same, we've got ECUs, we've standalone ECUs, boost controllers, turbos, wastegates, we've got all the gear.
You got to get on
We've
the
got all
bump,
the
you
gear.
got to chip it in.
Just a smaller tyre and
that's it.
bigger kahuna. Yeah, the bigger kahunas.
and let's look to put it.
And when the guys get a taste of this, they like it, and the spectators like it. And I think that's what, for me, what it's all about is the spectators that come in, sit their bum on the seat, and they've paid their money. They want to see a show.
Absolutely.
I go and watch whatever. Say I'll go and watch Nitro Circus, guys doing backflips on bikes. I want to see backflips on bikes. I can't do that. They can. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Now I want the people in the stands to see us maximum performance, maximum enjoyment for them. They don't get up to get a hot dog when we're on. They want to see fast bikes.
Give them a wow moment.
That's it.
A moment of truth.
They want to go up there and they want to go, hell, those bikes, they're doing over 300 kilometres an hour. Hang on, that's getting my speedo on my car. I want to get all the way back to zero.
That's right.
And they can see that done over 400 metres. It's great. I get a lot of people coming down to the pits, you know, and, oh, these guys are crazy, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's good, but we really need to keep them going. And the good thing about, the new extreme bike bracket that we've now got in 400 Thunder.
Talk to us about this extreme bike bracket.
Well, it's something that I've been trying to get up and running for years.
Fair enough.
15 years at least to the tracks.
Oh, it didn't take you long.
No, it didn't take me long, but
it's a while in this sport, mate. The wheels turn slow. Just ask Peter Beaumont how long it takes to do things here.
Mentioning Peter, the track was always so supportive in us. We'd go and do a national meet where there'd be only 4 bikes. We're doing exhibition passes, just running up and down the track. And Sports Compact would look after us. Raybox would always look after us, give us a spot to run. Poe now gives us a spot to run, no problems. The Nitro Funny Cars give us a spot to run. They like it. They say, this is great, you know, entertain the spectators.
I love it.
What I want to do, if I get it into the 400 Thunder show, I think that's how we can then get the other races coming in.
A little bit of bump box action. We're going to have a little bit of turbo spooling on the line here. We're going to have to send in the SCF now for radials, mate. What's going on?
Radials are coming.
Radials
are coming.
Radials are coming.
Radials are coming.
Mate,
There he is.
Donald Trump, they told me, man.
No, he's coming. Don't worry.
No. Look. Like Adam mentioned, Dunlop's have produced a radial tyre especially for these types of bikes that we're running.
Yeah.
That's what had been a problem for us, is getting a good tyre.
A groove tyre.
Yeah, well, that one that doesn't chunk in about 2 runs.
Right.
Well, I can go through a tyre in 1 or 2 passes. And I'll take it off.
So bang, you've got to change tyres.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to run down the track with no tread missing in the middle.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, don't complain if you're changing your tyres every 40 passes when you're in a car.
So anyway, so I needed to get the guys together as a group, including Queensland guys and everyone who wanted to participate. And we went to 400 Thunder and they let us do exhibition passes for a couple of seasons. And they liked it.
Okay.
And the crowd liked it. And they said, well, okay, if you can commit to doing, we did that, and then COVID hit. We did one meeting.
Right.
Okay.
But
in the meantime,
fair enough. You got your groove on, and then bang, you had to stop.
In the meantime, guys have gone out and invested in bikes who would not have invested
if that class wasn't available.
If that class wasn't available.
Fair enough.
Others hadn't raced in years, and they've gone and bought a bike and invested.
It's a lot of movement.
It's a lot of movement, and in my spare time, when I have some, I do components for the bikes. I do CNC machine components, engine builds, complete bikes, whatever you want. I try to keep everything in Australia, using Australian products for everything I can, right? And what we've got now, there's some new bikes coming.
Okay.
And they're all fast bikes. You know what I mean? So I think this class,
exciting.
it's going to get exciting.
I'm excited to watch this now, man.
It's going to get exciting. There's guys
Head to the track, like and share. Tarabay, you look
like
like you're sorting something out here. What's going on?
Bikes in our shed ready.
Mate, no one's going to sleep here, mate. We're sleeping at the track. That's it.
I've done that for the last 6 months.
Shed and you go 600 horsepower, 600, 600, 600, 1200.
But
You know,
that's something Barrelos will do, yeah.
By purchasing bikes and getting involved.
Yeah, and upgrade. And the good thing about Extreme Bike is you can start in mod bike with the same bike and develop it
Right.
to the point till you get to Extreme Bike.
What are the cut-offs? What's the... What
Minimum cut-off is $8.99.
$8.99, yeah.
Right, which it does seem not really hard to get, but I don't want to build a 7-second bike for someone or a 6-second bike
Yeah, they've
and
never
send them
done
out on
it.
kill,
Yeah,
right? So they've got to
I
start
get it.
somewhere. So I spoke to Maurice about all this, and he
8.99
agreed.
is fast on a bike.
Oh, it is. It's still
You
150,
run 150 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100, yeah, that's fast.
So yeah, that's where.
You better know how to drive.
That's where we're at.
Or ride
And the
hang on
guys
to it.
aren't going to run an 8.99 and stop.
No.
No.
Once they do that,
they're
the
going to keep
progression
going.
Start push through. And maybe that becomes the feeder class for when you guys are running the top categories. You know
Exactly
what I mean?
right. It then leads, and if you can't afford to go top, I know what it costs to go top fuel racing. Right? I know what it
But
costs.
it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a killer.
lot. Like,
right?
you know, I could have a new house.
A lot of
A lot of wives have said that across Australia.
yeah.
A lot of
But look at
wives.
this,
I love you, honey. Hi.
He's here tonight with you, standing by you.
Deanne
That's what
races,
it takes.
Deanne races in Extreme Bike.
That's
as
it.
well. So she races the Quicksilver.
Listen, mate.
That's
I
what it
reckon
takes.
her bike's going to be quicker soon. I'm putting it out there.
I don't have to put any.
Quicksilver
boost in
just
my
got
bike,
quicker.
You see
Yeah,
what I mean?
radials are coming.
Even faster.
There it is.
That's it, man.
And mine's always radial.
Always radial. See that? Die hard radial.
Die hard.
What are you doing, mate?
I was hoping the Radial.
Don't muck around. You thought we were going to die in the first 6 months, eh? I knew what was going on as a party. Mate, don't worry, people like Craig Burns, he's got 5 years of waiting list for radial cars, man. It's all over.
No, it's going to happen.
No, it's good.
It's
That's
great.
awesome news.
Yeah. What can we say?
Is there a Facebook page or a website for the new class?
Yes, we've got an Extreme Biking Association page.
Extreme Bike Association page, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook, yes?
Facebook, that will give any updates, especially once we start racing again. There's a few rider profiles, actually all rider profiles are on there. So you
very
have to
good,
look
that's
and
important.
and
Get
see
people know
what
the
You can
faces.
identify with who's racing,
Yeah,
or
see,
who's involved, and
what's going
what it
on.
takes.
Class sponsors, not yet. We're looking.
Not yet.
We're
no,
putting
it's
it out
just-
there.
We're putting it out there.
Put it out there.
Put it out there,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen. We're looking for a class sponsor for this Extreme Bike Series.
Just to interrupt you
Oh,
guys,
sorry,
not a
what-
class sponsor.
Oh, okay. What?
We've had somebody.
This is breaking news now.
Breaking news already reach out to
Yeah.
Sydney Dragway, Peter Beaumont,
Yeah.
info@sydneydragway.com.
Someone's already emailed.
Jamie Borg. I repeat, Jamie Borg from New Style Floors has rung up about.
I know
sponsorship.
Jamie Borg. I gave
So,
him one of my
ladies and
old
gentlemen,
racing tickets.
Jamie Borg, the guys will be in contact with you after the show.
Well done, Jamie. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Get it all happening. That's what we need to do. There you go. We paid our keep here, Pete. Hey, we kept the lights on and we got it paid for. Not bad.
The Roos are still here.
The Roos have got somewhere to play.
I'll give a personal plug. As a Party Racing Facebook page as well.
That's why you're here, mate.
There's a lot of information on that as well, plus all the bits we can do for you to help you along your way.
Listen, as a party, this is what's going to happen. The next time we do a show, we've got to get your bike, or we're coming to the bike because I need to do two steps. Two steps in the shop.
I'll get you some 2 steps. No
That's
problem
what we
about
do.
that.
You know, even if you're bored one day, just go live and I'll just share it. You doing 2 steps, you know what I mean? If you want to do the street a little
Jacked
bit,
up with
maybe
the
get the
radio
wife,
on
you
the
can do
back.
the street, whatever you guys want to do.
Quicksilver's got it anyway, so you have to go.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, as a party racing on Facebook, are you on Instagram as well?
No.
No, not yet. They're going to be on Instagram. They're going to be on TikTok. They're going to do the whole thing as well. As the party racing, ladies and gentlemen, an Extreme Bike Association, is that?
Yes.
Extreme Bike Association. Please go to the pages, like and share. And if you want to be a class sponsor of probably one of the more exciting, I would say, sportsman style or extreme sportsman style categories in drag racing, get involved with as a party racing and their extreme category. Guys, thank you for waiting around this evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your professionalism. Thank you to your family for everything that you've done, all the sacrifices you've done as well over the years and investment. There's a couple of houses in between, you said, but it was a couple of houses between a few drinks on the drag strip.
That's what it takes to get to where you need to get.
That's what Billy Stockton said.
You got to do whatever it takes to get to where you need to get, and you've done that.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with what we're doing. I don't get help from anyone else outside. It's what we learn here in Australia, what I learn in my shed, what I can share to the other guys that want to come and share that experience, and we'll all go fast and we'll do it safely.
That's probably the most important thing that we've heard tonight. It's all about going fast but doing it safely.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're at Sydney Dragway. Get it off the streets, guys. That's what Adam was saying before.
Totally.
Get it all off the streets. Let's get it to Sydney
Come to the
Dragway.
white
Get your
lights,
entry
come
form.
to the track here, bring your bikes, have a go, have some fun, race your mates.
Go to the As a
Run
Party
away.
Facebook page. Please like it. Send them a like and have a look at some of the two-step footage they're going to do live this weekend.
If you think fast, come and race this bloke.
Absolutely, absolutely. Leonard, thank you so much. Thank you so much again for joining us. Thanks for staying back late as well. Really appreciate it. Thank you. As a Party family, ladies and gentlemen, more committed races, more committed bike races. We had Adam, now we've got the As a Party family that are doing their bit for drag racing, Vic. It would be remiss if we didn't bring our last guest on who's been waiting very patiently.
He's been waiting very
I
patiently.
feel very sorry, but we're going to end with a bang. Tarabay, I need you to like and share this page like crazy. Go live for me, mate, because we're going to go for a track walk very soon. But before we do that, well, mate, he's Mr. Motorsports Connection, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely, round of applause. Last but not least, my friend. Last but not least, thank you so much. Let's light him up here, ladies and gentlemen. Like and share. This man here has been involved in drag racing.
Where do you start?
I don't know
Turbo
where to start.
altereds, door slammers, anything goes.
Anything goes.
Anything fast.
Keeping the races safe. Introducer of Diced, I think.
Yes,
Safety equipment. I got my fire extinguisher set up from you guys as well. So not just motorsports connections. There were things that you evolved and products you brought into the country based on your family racing, yourselves racing. You're like, well, the racer needs some extra gear. Obviously, we've got amazing people like Rocket who sell certain brands, but there are other brands in the industry that are synonymous with drag racing, and Motorsports Connections definitely achieves those outcomes for those brands. Let everyone know how to contact your business and what your business does, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So big shout out to everybody for hanging around. The numbers have been absolutely huge tonight. It's been a fantastic show. So yeah, I'm a head driver of the AC Delco Pro Slammer here at Sydney Dragway. But I'm also behind the scenes, Mark from Motorsport Connections, very passionate about safety gear. And I was just thinking about it before, actually. We're 20 years this December, actually. So
Wow.
20 years, that's a massive
It's a long
milestone.
time in the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Wow.
we're at 20 years at Sydney Motorsport Connections. We were 4 years young in 2004 when Sydney Dragway actually opened. And I was just thinking before, I was lucky to be here 2004 with the turbo altered.
Oh, wow, man.
And
I actually remember that coming in.
yeah, well, that's making a comeback, so it's going to come back real soon with Andrew Musco driving the car for us.
Very
whilst
good.
I'm on slammer duties. And I'm even more pumped about coming back out here now, 2020, in the AC Delco Pro Slammer. Obviously, team principal Morrison, Mary Fabietti.
The Fabietti's entrusted you with the Delco program. What's it feel like in Pro Slammer now? Are you enjoying your experience in there? It's obviously very different to the altered and everything that was going on there. Tell me how you're feeling now. Sydney Dragway is back up and running.
Man, I'll throw it right out there. The altered is a pussycat compared to Pro Slammer.
Listen, we won't say pussycat. No disrespect to anyone running the altered, but yeah, wow, you know what I mean.
Man, I've been 220 here, one hand on the wheel for you and do a thumbs up across the finish line in the altered. You cannot do that in the AC Delco Pro Slammer.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't recommend doing thumbs up with one hand on the steering wheel, but if you're able to do that, you're able to do it in the altered apparently, but not in a Pro Slammer because this man's got two wheels and he's ready to hit the chutes.
Let's like go into the Hinchy flick. I actually got banned from doing the Hinchy. The old Hinchy flick was not good on the chassis on the old.
So you were told stop doing the flick. So tell me, exciting for the Fabiettis, obviously.
Yeah. So brand new car.
Okay.
So we basically debuted a brand new car, literally beginning of the season.
Right.
Ran some really good numbers.
Yeah.
So we actually have, not only do we have the brand new car, but we actually still have the old car.
Right.
The old car actually is fitted with a passenger seat.
Are you
And
putting
ladies and gentlemen, you can get passenger rides in the AC Delco Slammer.
What?
With Mad Hinchy driving. Yes.
You heard it here.
Beaumont, is that?
We are licensed at Sydney
Is that legit?
Dragway.
We've got him insured. There we go. Just repeat that. Just repeat that for everybody.
Loud.
So the AC Delco Pro Slammer, ladies and gentlemen, you can get passenger rides in with me. That's right. 3,000 horsepower, and we don't detune. There's no detuning. This thing is off tap.
What's that costing, man?
Peter's been out here.
What's the cost?
Well, so stay tuned. Go to the AC Delco Pro Slammer Facebook page. There's going to be some upcoming announcements real soon.
I'm pretty privileged to know a little bit of stuff coming up with the Summer Nats program, which is coming up, which I believe is already sold out.
Correct.
That is going to be huge. That's 3 days of live action, and we're going to be live action. It's going to be full on. So,
ladies and gentlemen,
amazing.
I don't know if you've all fallen
That's
off,
amazing.
off
Get,
your chairs.
Get in line.
I don't know how Peter,
experience.
I don't know how Peter Bowman got this one across the line.
Is that on Red Balloon? That's
Red Balloon.
No, mate, you go
Get
to
a
info.com.au
pass
at
in
Sydney
the
Dragway
door
and you can come in, you can go passenger here with a bad man in a 5-second
Listen,
door
I'm hearing the
slammer.
ghost
My
wants to
God.
be the first passenger because, mate, the ghost
He wants
is
to
crazy.
feel something, he
He's-
said. He
The
wants
ghost
to feel
wants to go in the door slammer.
He wants to drive it, though.
Listen,
Rent the dry zone.
we
here.
didn't
This
say
is not
nothing
the
about
Red
it. But
experience.
listen, if you get knocked out accidentally on the side of the door and you're in the
Oh,
passenger seat, Tony didn't do that. He's just driving for you. That's all.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Bruce, but there's about 30 people in front of me. No, look, on a serious note, so the AC Delco Pro Slammer passenger ride car is it's the real deal. It is the old championship winning car. It is fitted out with a roll cage, all the safety equipment, 400 Thunder, Sydney Dragway. We do a lot behind the scenes to make sure the passenger rides are safe. I can also say that we've had some people soil their race suits in the car.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
We've had a person have a little bit of a medical episode and actually had to get had a heart issue,
Heart palpitation issue.
We've had so you got to watch the quiet ones, right? So you get them suited up, you put them in the AC Delco Pro Slam, a little nice and quiet, and you go into the burn. They're doing this
And they're grabbing you. You're trying to shoot gears. Pull the shits on the start line.
You were so quiet in the pits. You didn't have to try to grab stuff.
Cable ties. You just got to use cable ties. Just cable tie them in.
So I've got a rule, right? Don't grab my rod. You know, my lever. Just don't go for the lever.
You heard it here first. Don't grab his rod.
You might have to put 2 bike pegs in there for him. Don't grab his rod.
God.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Listen,
rods are not permitted.
I think to get you insured, ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to wait with bated breath to jump into a Pro Slammer, go and have some medical checks. Yeah, have some medical checks done first. Having high blood pressure and a heart condition probably not conducive to you jumping into a 5-second door slammer.
Don't talk big because when this man lets go of the button, you will be very small in that passenger seat.
The in-car footage is absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome.
You'd have a few 21st stories to tell, but anyway.
So we have been doing that here at Sydney Dragway for well over 10 years, I'm going to say. And it's really cool because...
Oh, that was the dragster thing, though.
No. In the slam, we've been doing the slammer ride with AC Delco. You've been able to win competitions.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah,
it's a slick thing, sorry, bro.
Yeah, sorry.
I apologise.
I've been trying to get the boss to put radials on.
Oh, that's what we're going to do.
That's coming.
Gumboots, you know.
Please stop. So we've been doing that for well over 10 years. The latest promotion with AC Delco was win the ride of your lifetime. And I think that's a pretty fitting statement. It is. Because man, this thing, you know, you're still accelerating to nearly 180 miles an hour with the passengers that we're actually licensed and able to do.
Wow.
We do have to pull chutes early, so I want to make it really clear.
Yeah. So
you full out the back door.
Oh, fair enough.
But we've run some pretty fast numbers here, haven't we?
Fair enough.
So 750.
I don't want to get these guys in trouble, so I'll have to take this offline because the ghost is just shattered when he heard that right now. The ghost is like, "Are you kidding me? Back off? Are you serious, bro? There's going to be a pole. He's going to pull out of the race suit and hold the. He's going to say Burns. He's going to call Burns over. How do we get rid of these retarders? Well, how do we pull out here? It's not here. I'm leaving. No, ladies and gentlemen, obviously for insurance reasons, they can't give you a total pass. But mate, what an experience for someone that's never driven and wants to jump into the sea. Well done to AC Delco for their investment as well. Obviously to yourself, because it's a big responsibility putting a passenger in and having the nerve to hold the flat because you're worried about them more than yourself. I get it, you're a racer, but mate, amazing opportunity from AC Delco, ladies and gentlemen. Where can people keep abreast of this information? Is there a page for it?
Absolutely, yeah. So there's the AC Delco Pro Slammer drag racing page.
AC Delco Pro Slammer page, yep, go on.
Page, yeah. There's my own page, Mark Inchwood. You can come check me out.
Check him out, send him a DM. no dates or anything, but just send him a DM, please.
I believe unofficially, but we will be at the Summernats 3-day meet coming up soon. I believe there's a package that we're working on, and
right, fair
we're
enough.
hoping to be able to release some more information soon on that. So that's
Stay
gonna be
tuned
really-
to the AC Delco Racing page.
Absolutely, yeah. We're working
We'll put that on.
with
If you guys can go into the comments and put everything on, that'll be great.
Yeah.
And send me the information as well. Now, talk to me about the business. We spoke to Craig Burns. Are you excited that this is opening? Obviously, we're going to need fittings. I want you to answer the question, because I know you get the question often.
And we're like a gossip central hub.
Are you gossip central?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, man, yeah. We know stuff before it even happens.
Sounds a bit like our show. Tell me, mate.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between the fittings you sell and the fittings that other people sell, right? Because let me tell you something, man. I get this question all the time. 100%. Right? Now, one's $12.22 on a wholesale rate,
You better delete that one.
and the other one's $35.64. You know what I mean? There's a bit of a price difference here. And look, there are some people, and none of them are in this room, but there are other people. They're a little bit tight when it comes to the money and spending.
Hey, look, I totally get it.
But everyone wants to go fast.
No, I'm gonna answer it really how I would if you actually calling me on the phone.
Yeah.
And I didn't hang up on you. So basically, there are definitely multiple brands out there that do plumbing. Yeah.
There's
Okay?
many.
And they all look the same. You put all the different brands out on the table, and they're all going to look the same. And they're probably all going to do a job.
Yes.
A job. What we do now is we actually look at the actual port to port. So the actual hose that we're going to plumb, whether it be a bump box transmission line, a radiator hose, a fuel line, an oil cooler line, yeah? And we look at that application and we go, right, what do you want? Do you need to be servicing that oil cooler line? Do you need to be, is pressure, is fire a potential hazard for that hose? Is temperature. Massive and bump box cars. Boy, oh boy, don't even get me started on that. So we then look at the brand that best suits that. We have 3 major brands at Motorsport Connections. Not because we want to have 3 major brands, but because not one brand really does every type of every application. We have companies.
What are these fittings we've got to put on the VS? They're costing me thousands of dollars. These quick fit. What's
VMRS anyway.
Yeah.
Next,
Okay.
next question. Anyway,
So you got to pay for this shit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But okay. So just getting back to that.
Yeah.
So within the brand, that company might have 10 different hose ends that all look the same on that table.
Yeah.
But have different hose application for every single option. Yeah. So when you call me and you say, oh, I want to plumb the bump box for my car, I'm just thinking about using this product here. Well, there are some other alternatives. What are you going to be doing with that vehicle? Is it going to be potentially sitting out here, you're going to get brain fade and you're going to sit on the 2-step for 50 seconds? Hey, don't laugh. 50 seconds I've seen a guy out here. And then the gearbox blew up, the trans line's melted, the thing's on fire. He actually phoned me and actually said, thanks for selling me the fire system, and actually put my car out. True story. Kid Hunter.
No names.
Kid Hunter to the VL. That was brain fade, kid. But anyway.
Look, I bring it up because
tongue in cheek.
It's a safety thing now for me, right?
Absolutely,
not for me. Brother, I'll spend thousands. It's been proven. It's when I'm racing someone.
To be safe and to get the job done.
I'm worried now.
Everything
about
works
people
out as a
racing.
flat tyre.
Well,
I've said this plenty of times.
I was going to tell people that's their favourite line.
Fittings.
Frankie,
Anyway,
you've
we won't
heard
get
that a
into
few times. Well, Vic's favourite line.
Everything works out as a flat tyre.
A flat tyre works too.
But you know what? I think the message here really is, and we've been trying to reiterate this to customers.
Absolutely.
Don't get hung up on a brand. It's just a brand. Get hung up on
application.
That is really, really important. So everyone out there on Facebook, man, please give me a shout out, or come and see us, or call us at Motorsport Connections. We're very passionate about plumbing. We plumb a lot of big bad ass cars, blowing cars, turbo cars. Man, we settle a company that puts satellites into orbit. So like when it comes to plumbing, we know our stuff.
That's what they do. That's what their family does. That's how they put food on the table. That's specialising in keeping us all safe from each other, yeah? Because things can go wrong on the track that's not on your control, but if your competitor has gone and paid $4.22 for a fitting that they got off Amazon or Gumtree, and they lose a transmission line, and then they're facing 90 degrees into your $500,000 investment, then come and talk to me about how you feel about the $4.22 fittings that you're all talking about.
That's the way I see it. Poor man pays twice.
Yeah, we had some people. Elvio Gonzalez just said the same thing. Poor man pays twice. So MSCN, the best from Dale Henry. Absolutely. So Motorsports Connection Facebook page, go to their website. Everything's on their website, ladies and gentlemen. If you want a better price, I'm not sure if you can get that much of a better price because things cost money, but if you can ever provide us with any discounts...
What's your safety worth? I'll leave you with that. It's
Absolutely.
priceless.
Absolutely. But, you know, some guys spend thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm sure you can cut a break to some of the races, but you've obviously got to prove that you're willing to invest in that as well. So if you want to go and get a good deal from Motorsports Connections, you've got to put your money where your mouth is firstly. If you want quality product, don't ask what the price is because it's obviously not for you if you're asking what the price is. So, ladies and gentlemen, this man, he's doing it all at the moment. Ride-alongs in a Pro Slammer. AC Delco, obviously a major sponsor in Australian drag racing as well. Obviously an amazing family in the family.
We've got some really cool stuff coming up. Just stay tuned on the AC Delco page.
AC Delco page. Now, Motorsports Connections, any new products arriving? Anything that you can fill us in on? Is there a couple of specials coming up?
You know what, the plumbing range continues to
expand.
It's absolutely off tap.
From a safety range, parachutes, all of that, all in stock at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
you know drag racing's happening. There's a new class from IHRA.
You know what? So that's really interesting, folks.
Yeah.
So the last 6 months, Stand 21, DJ Safety, a lot of the suppliers have actually been making COVID masks, right?
Right.
So we have actually had the least amount of safety gear in the last 6 months. In fact, the shelves have just been picked clean.
Empty, yeah.
Like the races have just been going
Crazy.
Ready for this place.
Ready for this place
to come back.
Absolutely.
Stock rolled in yesterday. So
Okay.
DJ Safety, it is back on the shelf. Baby.
Motorsports Connections, get your DJ safety gear, race suits, helmets, fire systems, whatever you need. These guys have got it. Seat belts, the whole lot. Motorsports Connections, based still.
Yeah, but Sydney and Melbourne. So we've got a store in Sydney, Western Sydney, and in Moorabbin.
Seven Hills still, yeah?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so Seven Hills in Sydney. Whereabouts in Melbourne are you?
Moorabbin.
Moorabbin, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Go to their website, go to their Facebook page. Thanks so much, mate. You're a
Absolutely
champion,
awesome.
mate. Thanks for staying back tonight.
Thank you.
We
And
appreciate it.
Thanks all the Facebook friends out there, especially the ones over in New Zealand who are watching right now. So
Like and share, like and share. This man is an absolute legend of the sport. His family has invested so much into the sport. The man tells it how it is. Thank you so much for joining us on Operation Very Good. Absolutely. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an amazing show, a great show. It would be remiss of us, Vic, not to catch up with our man, the myth, the legend, the hard hat wearing, 5-second car driving, Mr. Frank Tarabay.
What an introduction,
Now,
ladies
Tarabay, here's what we're going to do, Tarabay. The lights are still on. Is it raining or can we walk it? We can walk. It stopped raining. Let's go for a walk.
Let's go out there.
All right, let's do it.
Look at that. No ponding.
There's no ducks.
Would you have a look at that?
Look at the drainage on that.
Hey, it didn't flood.
It's actually stopped and it's dry. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying, man. See, ladies and gentlemen, we're going for a walk. Okay, can we come back and get all this stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thanks, man. Thanks, Beaumont. I appreciate it. Thanks, Scott, the ghost. Yeah, you, man. Okay, which way are we heading? We're heading this way? Do I have battery life? Yep. Like and share. Barrel Lofts, take it easy, mate. Mind your step here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bit dark. Can we turn lights on, Peter, or?
No, can't afford the back ones too.
Fair enough.
How's that for you? Is that better?
That's amazing. Just be careful. It's slippery, ladies and gentlemen.
This is where John Edmund feeds the birds.
Hey, man, this is like a slip hazard. I didn't see a sign, so I'm grabbing compo. Shit, man, this is dark. It's been one of those shows, guys. We've had a bit of all. Yeah, it's all good. Ready for racing. No, let's bring it all happening now. All right, so we're coming through. This is the return lanes here. Where's Tarabay? I'm waiting for you, man.
Is that Tarabay? He's waiting for a grand entrance.
Oh, well, where is he?
Grand entrance.
Ladies and gentlemen, the barbie's still going. Grab one of these on your way through. Look at these.
Is that still going?
Look at this. Look at this.
The cat didn't take it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm surprised that the kangaroo didn't take it.
Oh, these are good.
It's outstanding.
Grab one of these, Sammy.
Frank, are you available?
Can you finish it? You should get your blood.
Can you
Here he is. Are you signing autographs tonight?
It's too cold. Yeah, I'll put them on the barbecue.
All right, Frankie.
It's yours, guys.
We love you, mate.
Thank you.
We love everything you've done. The world loves you. The track loves you. Peter Beaumont still loves you. So that's always a good thing. The board loves you, mate. You were meant to say yes there, Pete. Frankie, come here.
We're just trying to grab a British Maggie.
Let's do it. All right, talk to me.
Talk to me.
What was the thought process behind these drains?
So we put these echo drains in over here because when it does rain, you used to have a lot of ponding in the centre there.
Mm-hmm.
So the best way for it to drain was to increase. Well, actually, they never had any drains in here before, so we put these echo drains in.
Yep.
Which connect to the stormwater.
Yep.
Look at it, just running off.
So now Kylie's not going to be standing in any water here.
No.
Here's the beautiful paint job that we were talking about that Paul Ghost had to go and get a few samples of. Twin, this is where your cars are going to be lined up.
It looks bigger for some reason.
You
eh?
sort of
No,
can't.
everyone's saying that.
It looks bigger. Is it bigger? Fair enough.
They're the same wall. Yeah.
So this is where you're going to be standing out. Now this is the wall we were talking about. If you want to get your business onto this wall, I think it's every second. There's 2 bricks there. Two panels with Beaumont and has just explained to us. And guys, no, that's all right. I think there's only 6 left, Frank, from what Peter was saying before.
6 separate signage
There's
locations.
6 separate signage locations ready, but I think there's
Location as well.
that's a great location. A lot of camera. This has all been taken care of from what Peter's.
sold out?
That's all sold out already. So that's amazing. Now let's start walking. We're heading towards the burnout section here. So you got your beautiful water box. We'll probably go in that lane because there's more.
More light.
Talk to us. Obviously, the burnout section has been marked off perfectly here.
So there's still things to do, still a bit of painting to do and whatnot. But
Let's.
if you have a look at the wall there now, you'll see.
So great safety feature there.
100%.
There'll be some signage all over there. That's what it looks like in the staging lanes, ladies and gentlemen. So that's where it's all going to be happening. There's also a grate on that side there, yeah?
No, the grate's on this side. Can
Yeah,
you see that?
yeah, I can just see it there.
So we put
So
the
there's
wet
another
tiles
grate there.
through the wall.
So a little bit of sweeping to the left and right. That's what's going to happen, yeah?
That's right.
Instead of the whole way down.
Instead of going all the
They
way
were
down.
the only drains, that one. And
Okay, so the drain was there, ladies and gentlemen. So this is where they have to used to sweep all the stuff to. There you go. And now they've got left and right. They've got the drainage there. So
ask me earlier, what do I think?
what do you think,
Look at the
Barrelos?
moon dance, man.
You can do it smooth. Okay, so let's start walking the track. Now, are these walls a bit higher?
Yes.
Yes, and further back.
So higher and further back. Oh yeah, because the starter's way up there.
So on the blue over here,
Yeah.
you have your corporate.
Yep.
So
Have they been sold apparently already?
Yep, they have been sold.
All of our separate sponsors, for example, your Atlantic Oils, your Gulf Western Oils, who are the naming rights sponsor of a 400 Thunder event,
Yeah.
they're entitled within their contract to bring, say, 20 guests
Yeah, right.
to experience the start line with Top Fuel.
Yeah.
This is now the area that's designated for the sponsors and sponsors alone.
So sponsors
And it's
of events or sponsors of the track as well?
a bit of both.
Bit of both.
It's,
Okay.
it's a sales tool for us.
Yep.
now. So it's wider.
Yep.
And it's longer. So we can dedicate it to sponsors and the overall experience.
So Sydney Dragway is what we're saying, Frank and Peter. Sydney Dragway has facilitated for certain sponsors in certain packages to enable people to sit on the start line to watch certain cars. Is that what we're saying?
in their own area.
In their own area.
So they won't get in the way of
The starter?
officials or the starter or
Okay.
Billy. And there will be, you're putting in a gate so that there won't be any mistakes. They won't walk further forward.
Well, let's walk through here.
And
So,
more
so
importantly-
Barrelos, did you know this is available to sponsors to enable people to watch from the start line? There's going to be a gate. It's pretty wide, and there'll be a gate so they can't interact with anything happening over there.
And importantly,
Yeah.
they won't actually get in way of the tuners,
Okay.
even of a Top Fuel car.
So is the gate here?
Here.
Okay, so the gate's here. So the blue section here, ladies and gentlemen, there'll be a gate, and you're on the start line, right?
as it gets.
Yeah. So I'll give you the view. Let's go here.
Right here.
So that's the view that you're going to have
Right
when-
here.
when you're in the viewing area for the sponsors. So get on board and
30
start
feet.
sponsoring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
30
there's plenty
feet, you're
of
right
events. You got Jambo. You've got you've got Pose event, the Grudge Kings. You've got Kenda. You've got all these sorts of events. Start sponsoring, because guess what, man? If you were complaining that you can't get on the start line, Peter and Frank have sorted it out.
Here's
You
your
can get on the
opportunity,
start
guys.
line now, right? All right, let's walk, boys. It's, where are we up to now? So this section here is for the cleaning products still?
Yeah, this is your working area.
Okay.
So your officials will be storing a lot of their cleaning products, the buckets, the methanol, and all that. So it's going to be a bit of a storage and officials area.
Yep.
And of course the famous Bill Creeley.
So Bill's got his own. I've seen there's a bit of a stage here.
He's pretty much his walkway.
Right. Red carpet falls here.
Mr. Anthony Panetta put this in today to protect all the timing gear.
Okay.
The old one that we had was a little fragile. You couldn't walk on it.
Right.
Now, as you know, at the end of some of the 400 Thunder events, we want the crowd to come down and experience the
track.
So this was always a bit of a panic area for us,
Yeah,
because the kids wanted to jump. They'd see something that was elevated, and on they go. You can break all of your expensive gear there. So this is put in today.
Yes.
And it's a cracker.
Even in the wet weather, Panetta and Tarabay still getting things done for the
Still
board.
getting it done.
That's very good. Of course, let's keep walking here. This is the most important part for us that we're talking about here. This is where the nugget's going to happen according to Greg Burns. This is where we're going to be able to have records set, records broken, barrel loss. They're in the beams at this point. They talk to me.
Excuse me.
This is probably one of the smoothest tracks that we're saying in the world. There's a bit of conjecture around this grooving, mate. Talk to me around the grooving. Grooving has to be there, yeah?
There's two options here. Either we go for a ride quality.
Yes.
And to achieve the ride quality that we've achieved here, and I'm being very conservative.
Yes.
With a 0.5.
Yep.
I do know it's a lot
Come
lower.
closer, Vic, so
I know it's a lot lower than a 0.5. But we'll say 0.5. But to achieve that 0.5, this had to be done. You know, we've always raced on this. We do need to get the rubber down on it.
Yeah, you got to put rubber, right?
This is
Darryl, I'll show this is still raw there. Look, have a look.
You may have had
See
this,
all
but
this-
not to this minimal.
Look. Right, we've never gone to this point, right? There's always been rubber past here. So this is a naked surface. This is a totally bare track. So now this is where we've got to get the pros in to start laying the foundation of the track prep. Unfortunately, it's been bloody raining for the last few weeks, so it's hampering the process.
And it is a few-week process.
That's it's not going to happen overnight. But the grooving is there, ladies and gentlemen, for a safety and a ride quality point of view. Not just here, it's got to go the whole quarter mile.
520 metres of this is exactly like this.
So there you go, guys. 120 metres past the finish line.
520 metres at 0.5 of a mil.
Now you're not going to be racing on this surface because you're going to have prep. And the prep, I'm sure, is going to come as far to the edge as you can. Now, if you're this far out, ladies and gentlemen, get off it.
Exactly.
Because you normally end up either on the wall or off the wall.
Well,
If you work out which way.
someone's going to wear stripes back in the pits.
We're right towards the kangaroos barrel. Let's head over there.
Here we
We're
are.
starting to get past the action's already happening in Tarabay. You're in your car now. You've let go of the button. You're
60
about to
foot's
go
coming
for a
up.
Nice 5-second pass.
We can smooth this out. You know what I
It
mean?
even feels good when
And
you
we've
walk on it.
spoken about it. but
That's what I said to him. You told me everything. I said, I love it.
I think I've done about 800 laps already.
0.9.
On a tractor or a sweeper. Or it's
Like Sam said, he goes, what do you think? What do I think? What do you? I said, I love it. I do. It's great to be out here and feeling it and just being so
the actual surface is no different to what we actually had, because that was a grinded surface last time. So
this is not as deep though. So it's probably
no.
less than.
So that we are lucky. Every time you scrape it, it's going to reduce as well. So what we have been doing is, so far we've had sleds on it. The sleds are probably putting rubber on the actual peak of the grooves here.
Excuse me.
And then you'll start to see. So you'll see, it's on the surface on the peaks here.
Yep.
But it's already started to get down in the grooves.
Yep.
Now,
You can see it.
Last night helped us a lot, because the guys were doing us a big favour and doing burnouts as far down as they really wanted to. What we're doing tomorrow morning, we've got a couple of sets of tyres ready for the rotator. First thing in the morning, as soon as this is dry, and it'll dry very, very quick.
Well, it looks like it's cleared up.
It'll take to this.
Yep.
Because there's a surface for the rotator to connect with, which is a rubber surface, and we'll start to
Continue to improve.
Yeah, we'll start to fill the actual the grooves.
Yep.
in between each peak, so it won't take too long now. It's
So we're
Good
sort of-
evening, Colin Wilshire.
The action's sort of happening here, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go.
This is where we're sort of at. I'd say barrel
Here
off
we
for
go.
the radial cars. You're
getting ready
sort
for
of-
breakfast.
3:30.
You're sort of at the 3:30 here, ladies and gentlemen, or you know, we've just tried
A quick track inspection.
We've got some good track inspectors here. I just wanted Barrelos to focus in on our track inspectors as
There
they're
they
heading
are.
off.
Yeah, they got their radials on tonight.
They've seen some logs. They've seen some logs.
Jeez.
The Aussies saw some logs and they ran away. But ladies and gentlemen, Vic, if you can focus on the walls, this is what we were talking about. So guys,
Yeah, well, this is where all the sponsorship
probably about
is
this
there for
point,
the
maybe
taking.
A little bit further up, but there's no lights there. So let's get it all happening.
Maybe
This
just
is
go to the
where-
660.
This is where you can get your branding on the sides of the track for all of the promotions that occur on TV. So when you're talking about SummerSlam, when you're talking about Grudge Kings, when you're talking about Jamboree, when you're talking about Kenda, when you're talking about Thunder 400 with IHRA, all of these have media coverage, Pete.
They do.
And all of these are going to have the track on all different angles. And I'm sure the track's looking at expanding to all sorts of different technology further down the track.
There's five cameras going down the track.
So
Wow.
there's 5 cameras getting installed down the
Wow.
track. Yeah,
And they're
right.
called big dog cameras, so they follow the car.
How cool's that, man?
Okay, so based on that, ladies and gentlemen, what you've just heard, so we'll just hear what.
That will actually allow us to do live streaming every event.
So these guys are going to be able to live stream every event, right? Why wouldn't you now get signage all the way to the end?
Is you've got 5 cameras
Because
starting
now
from
you got-
Gateway,
that's
filming
it.
the whole run.
So what does that mean? That means that you're going to have
Exposure.
more exposure. So ladies and gents, Vic, just show the surface. Just here, Frank's told us that is it 90
mil from the crown.
90 mil from the crown down to the edge, obviously for the engineer's requirements for the water.
That's right, and
Okay.
IHRA requirement as well, so it's 1% fall.
It's a 1% fall, which is the IHRA requirement. Is that right? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been
Look how it
done.
started even drying.
constantly.
Yeah.
And look,
Look how it started
Yeah,
to dry
right,
within
right.
about 10, 15 minutes now.
There's been nothing on the track, and you can see, guys. Like, look, I can already. There's not that much standing water, and it was absolutely pouring here in Sydney Dragway. Yep.
There's the infamous 660.
Absolutely.
I remember that.
There's the infamous 660. So what we'll do, ladies and gents, we're not going to bore you, and I don't know if we need to show the toilet block. So maybe Vic will finish it off there with a beautiful view behind us.
We'll get everybody in.
We'll get everyone into the shot. Come in, boys. Adam.
That's a mega mix.
Okay, so ladies and gents, you've obviously got Sydney Dragway behind us. Okay, tonight, a very special show from Vic and myself. We've had some of the people involved in getting this thing up and running. Some of the people that have been racing here for generations. Some of the people that are going to keep racing here for generations, and the people that are making this track happen for us all. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't need to go any further. You've seen the track. You've seen the amazing work from Frank Tarabay, his team, the board of Sydney Dragway, Peter Beaumont and all of his initiatives. I'll just duck down, Pete, so I'm not covering you completely. And of course, we're inviting as many sponsors and as many guests as we can to come and participate with Sydney Dragway and their corporate facilities. We thank everyone that was on the show tonight. Vic, thank you for being my wingman again.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. So we'll cover off the sponsors. We've got Speedy Diffs, Plasma Man Racing, Australia Group, Elite Race Parts, Archie's, Australian Muscle Car Sales, Tuner's Edge. Now, if you go to Tuner's Edge, pure platinum racing products on checkout, type in Jet275, you're going to get 10% off. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We had over 422 people join us at our peak. We've had in excess of 170 people for the last 3 hours. This is probably one of the best tracks in the world. We've got some of the greatest people involved in drag racing behind us. Thank you all for your support. Get your butts to the drag strip. Check out the websites. Check out the sponsorship. Vic, anything else you want to say before we go?
Sydney Dragway, you're the man.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on Operation Radio Freedom.
Thanks, guys.
Tarabay, you're the man.